Welcome, Level Uppers, to the Level Up Show, episode 178. This is a gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm one of your co-hosts, Andrew. I make the show Midori. I am, of course, joined by the classy douchebag, Mike McLaughlin.
Hola.
We have my mistress.
Oh, you said it right the first
Kristen
time.
Midori. And we have very special guest, Casey, a.k.a. Lucid Fox, on the show. Welcome, Casey.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Oh,
How are y'all doing?
Casey is such a happy person. We're so happy that you're happy, Casey.
Oh my goodness, I love you.
Do you agree with me? He looks like the long-lost Happy Weasley brother.
Yeah, there's not many of them, is there?
No.
Especially at the very end of that series.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
not so happy anymore.
We just watched that last night.
Did you? Nice. That's a fantastic movie.
My daughter is 7, so
Oh,
I
okay.
recently introduced her to it. So she's a little too young to read the books, but then she wanted to watch the movies with us, and we finished them last night.
Right. No, understandable.
We fun fact, and I don't know if you guys know, and I'm actually telling you for an important reason. I have her believing, and she's continued believing for the past, I don't know, 3 months, that the whole thing of Harry Potter was real, and that Harry Potter is still alive. He's just in hiding.
Harry Potter is still alive.
So
Why would we assume otherwise?
She believes this, like absolutely believes it, like to where she's like, why doesn't he come out? Like I was like, you'll see at the end of the movie.
I look forward to introducing Evie. We have a daughter too, Casey. Our daughter is only 14 months though, but I look
Wow.
forward to introducing her to Harry Potter because that's just a wonderful series.
No, absolutely. It's outstanding. I've seen. I want to say I've seen all of them in theaters. I think I missed. I think I missed 3 in theaters. But past that, I made sure that I hit all those releases.
Yeah.
Well, first, let me just say thank you so much for joining us tonight, man. It's really a pleasure to have you on the show. I was keeping an eye on your stream just this weekend, and you hit a few milestones. For one, you are now 8 months partnered on Twitch, and also you hit 10K follows today, I think.
I did. Yeah, absolutely.
Congrats.
It was fun. Thank you very much.
No easy task.
No, it
Yeah,
definitely
no,
is
absolutely. The onboarding app obviously is helping a little bit now. There's I guess still a lot of like confusion about it. I've still like run into people that I know that are unaware of like how it's like functioning and everything like that. Think it's follow bots. So obviously like that's some of it, but it's still fun to hit milestones with people, you know?
Right. A lot of people are saying we have follow bots recently too, but from what I can tell, what's causing so many people to get so many follows right now is Twitch's new application, which allows you to sign in, and when you create your name, it automatically recommends a whole bunch of streamers to you, because we are in the same boat. We have 33 follows just since we started Game of Thrones an hour ago, and that's not been the case for us in the longest time. We're getting over 100 follows a stream recently. And I hope they're real follows, and I hope that those people eventually come to find us. I'm not sure if they're going to be empty followers or not.
The way, because I've been doing I like to test all of the new functions whenever Twitch comes out with things. So I did a couple of accounts to figure out the functionality of that. And basically, when you make a mobile account, it'll say, hey, well, what games do you like? And it takes 3 games, and it says, great. Well, we've got 9 people for you, and it auto follows them immediately. So
that's
based on
awesome.
your interests, it directs them towards you.
I wonder if it turns on notifications for those follows.
It does not, because
that's a problem.
I use layer 1, so that kind of shows you like when people are notification follows or when they're regular follows. It does not affect notifications at all.
Okay, well, it's a step in the right direction.
I wonder how they still find us though, because we're not a game.
We're talk shows.
We're a meta game.
But if they it chooses the category that you're currently in when you're streaming. Gotcha. So like say if you're streaming talk shows, that means they said, hey, I like watching talk shows on Twitch.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's cool, and that would explain why recently it's been pretty crazy actually. A lot of follows. We appreciate that. All the follows that came in during Game of Thrones, and also the couple of subs that came in during Game of Thrones. We're on a mission right now to get back up to 80 subs. It's really cool, Casey. I don't know if I told you yet, but Twitch offered a partner spotlight to us on the front page if we get to 80 subs. We hit it, but we have to hold on to 80, so we drop back below it. You know how Twitch Prime is with the resubs not renewing, which is always a problem, but hopefully you guys resub tonight. We already got Warm Coat and Review Guy, and there's something we do here on the show, Casey. It's called the prize wheel. Whenever somebody does support anything worth $5 or more, we spin this wheel, and some of it utilizes the special guest. So as long as you're okay with it, some of these might ask you some questions, put some. Okay. You're cool with that?
Listen, I'm familiar with wheels.
Yes,
nice. We got a physical one. Wow, everybody with the physical wheels.
We do digital wheels here. You want to see?
Oh, nice.
Here's our digital wheel.
Ooh, I like it.
It's very special.
Now, Casey, let me ask you, do you know what Vector Man is?
Vector Man. I am. It rings
What
a
is
bell.
wrong
An
with
old
me?
man.
That's a pretty.
How is that obscure? To
I
me, it
played
was like
Genesis.
common
It was a
thing.
Sega Genesis game, Casey, but even
Yeah,
I didn't know
it's
much
okay.
about it. Yeah.
No, for sure. Yeah, the comics game and everything like that. I think I remember a couple of games. I think I've played Vector Man before. Yeah.
Do you mind if I ask
Maybe.
how old you are, Casey?
I will be 33 this year.
Very cool.
Okay.
Just kind of wondering
Rude
where
to
you
ask
started.
people their age.
No, just women.
Rude, a lady never sells.
Well, I'm going to spin the wheel. This one is for Warm Code, who subbed at the very beginning of our Game of Thrones live reaction. Thank you for that, Warm Code. This one's for you. And we're starting off with... Okay, impersonations.
What is
So this is new. And it is... One person wanted us to do charades, but I thought that would be difficult for us to get up and move around and all that kind of stuff. So I figured it would be easier for the special guest to have to impersonate a video game character. And it's our job to figure out which character that is in a minute.
How?
Ooh, okay.
Based on the
It doesn't have
voice,
props or anything.
on your...
descriptions.
Well, no, I don't see that's the thing. It's like we're going to have to figure out rules as we go along here. This is the first time we've ever done this, Casey.
Okay.
So we'll have to see if you're up to the task here. But if you can decide on a video game character, you can go as difficult or as easy with this as you want. But you're going to impersonate a video game character, maybe their voice, maybe their mannerisms, and we're going to try and guess who that character
Like this.
is.
It's a me, I'm Mario. But
Terrible
That's
impersonation.
amazing.
You literally said the name of the character in the quote. That does not count. And also, it's me, I'm Mario. It's a little better.
Oh, come on.
Okay,
right,
so
all right.
Ooh. All right, go ahead. If you have one, Casey. Do you have
All
one
right.
in mind?
Back in my day, we'd have this payload delivered by now.
Oh, it's Soldier 76.
Wow.
Wow, see the Overwatch guy. I never would have gotten that.
Do you want to do a different one? Because that was quick. That wasn't even.
Damn you and your Overwatch stuff.
I'll reach back further. I guess.
All right, there we go.
Is a newer one. All right. What are you buying? What are you selling?
That's the Resident Evil 4 merchant, right?
Hey.
There you go.
Yes.
Wow.
Have some common game ground here.
That's impressive.
Yes, we're doing pretty
I
good
like
so
that.
far. If you have another one, we'll do one more if you got one.
All right. Let's see.
We should maybe do it as a.
You're solid,
how
man.
many-
You're
how many
good.
we can
I
get
like these
through.
impersonations.
Let's see.
Can it be a movie?
Yeah, I could do movies like all day long. Well, those are like super easy to figure out though. I could do
No,
like
not
wait. Here, let me think. I'm talking to my guy. Oh, wrong. It's the wrong tone.
Oh my
Ooh.
god, that's good.
Stabbing
Very,
the face with a soldering iron.
very good,
That's
Christopher
so
Walken.
good.
Which movie is that, though? Which movie was that, though?
Yeah, what movie is that from though?
I don't know.
I know.
Does your mother sew? Have her sew that.
I
No,
don't know.
it's an obscure Christopher Walken movie.
Is it? I was
You know
gonna
what's
say, like,
funny
Deer
though?
Hunter,
The
but-
exact monologue that you just did, though, somebody else has done in another movie impersonating Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
So that's
yeah,
what's
for
throwing me
sure.
off.
Well, that was awesome.
Oh, Joe Dirt.
Yeah, Joe Dirt.
Oh,
there we go.
Life's a Garden. Dig it, man.
Nice and
Yeah.
garden,
Not
dig
a
it.
not a great movie, but a hilarious.
I mean, come on.
the
Keep on
Christopher
keeping
Walken
on.
side.
One of the best movies ever made. Let's be honest.
Well, yeah. I mean, listen. Poor David Spade.
That was awesome. Thank you for being
to like branch out.
the first
Right.
ever impersonation on our show.
I
That's
think what we should
amazing.
do, we should restructure it. Maybe do like a list.
Mm-hmm.
Like we'll go through as many of them as we can in so much time and like kind of.
Yeah, but
score
then that
people.
person has to have the list. We're gonna have to figure it out. But I thought that was a great start.
I thought that was fine.
That was awesome. I loved it. Thank you so much, Casey. We're gonna spin the wheel again. This one is for
John,
Review Guy.
Review
Yeah.
Guy.
Also resub tonight.
Thank you, John.
Oh, just missed that. Okay, here we go. Another new one. This
How
one's
come
called.
you didn't tell me about these updates?
These were recommended by, if I remember right, it was by Emma. Super
I'm the
Nintendo
boss here. I'm
Chalmers.
the boss.
So titles is where we're going to choose a letter, and we're going to go around the room, and we're going to have to say a title of a video game that starts with that letter. And the person that is stumped for 5 seconds or more loses.
Oh boy, I like this. And then obviously no repeats or anything like that.
Here's what I was wondering as far as rule goes, because this is also very new.
Sequels count.
Yes, I was going to ask. Do
Sequels count as long as like Mad Max and then Mad Max 2.
So
that
if we get
counts.
F, I can go Final Fantasy 6, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8.
Yeah, but
I
it's
feel
gonna
like
get
that's
it's gonna get to somebody and it's gonna start screwing them up.
all right. Kristen, do you want to be in on this? Or you feel like
Are you kidding me? I can't compete with this.
Okay,
No?
I think, yeah, Kristen, I think would have a tough time with this.
All right. So who's gonna be you, me?
I'll start it.
Okay.
But the question is, what is the letter going to be? I don't know if review guys in the room, if he could give us a letter.
Or we can have Kristen do it since she's
Yes.
Kristen
I
not
think
F.
I think John would allow that.
Okay, go ahead.
Not
What is
F.
the letter
We'll
that you
give you
choose?
F.
G.
Okay, I'm going to say Goldeneye, and we're going to go to you after that, Casey.
L.
No, you get to say a video game with a title that starts with G.
Oh, a title that starts with J. Okay. Oh man.
And you said what?
GoldenEye doesn't work, obviously.
I
but
said
it is a game.
Goldeneye. Yep.
Title of a game with G.
Ding.
I'm going to let him keep going.
I got nothing.
It's so difficult when you're on the spot. I was testing this out
Yeah.
earlier.
Game. No, I got nothing in my brain right now with a G.
Gex.
Gex, Enter the Gecko?
And the
Oh,
Gex.
wow.
Gex. Oh wow, yeah, no Gex.
Okay, I'll go again.
That's kind of it.
Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, no.
Oh, God damn
Grand
it.
Theft Auto 1. You're allowed to do sequels.
Wait, sorry.
He said Grand Theft Auto 1.
Grand Theft Auto 1.
Ooh, no, GTA 3. Yeah, no, for sure.
All right. All right, next up.
All right, so Gears of War.
Okay, God of
Ooh,
War.
Okay, no, that's a great one.
God of War.
I got nothing with like the hardest thing.
And what's funny is when you think about it, you're gonna see so many of these things.
I know.
Oh no, for sure. I can think of like game systems, like Game Gear.
Temps Moriendi has helped you out. He said Ghost and Ghouls.
Ooh, okay.
Gary's Mod.
Okay,
There's Grabbed by the Ghoulies.
Grab by the Ghoulies.
Grab by the Ghoulies.
Gary's Mod.
Don't look at the screen. 'cause people
Golden
are-
Axe.
Ooh. You.
Ooh. Let's see. Golf with your friends.
Yes, that's. I don't know what that game
Yeah,
is,
that's a
but I'm
game.
gonna take
It's
it.
it's on Steam. It's fantastic.
Okay.
Game of Thrones Telltale.
Okay.
Oh my god. Listen. Okay, maybe.
Guilty Gear.
Guardians of the Galaxy Telltale.
That's just it works. You got it.
Oh my god.
No looking at the chat, people. No looking at the chat. I see a few of these things coming up on the chat too.
I got nothing.
Ding,
I'm
ding,
done.
ding.
All right, that's it.
Ding, ding,
I
ding.
think Andrew's the winner.
Thank you. I feel like I did
no,
do
you did
really well there.
fantastic.
Actually, I was surprised that I was
Yeah,
able to
the
do
Geometry
that.
Wars.
Grease, Gran Turismo,
Geometry Wars says Moofy.
Guitar Hero.
A lot of good ones in the chat.
I like review guys. Gran Turismo. I want to make that into a game.
Grandia, another good one.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Gradius.
Yeah, no,
These are,
Gradius
oh my god, this
fantastic.
is like a made-up language.
Yeah, there's a when you really like try and dive in, there's a
What's
whole
nice
lot.
is like it's so many different people, so they all are thinking of things that we aren't.
Yeah, it's tough
Right.
when you're on the spot.
Yeah.
I don't blame you at all, man. I was thinking about this earlier today, and I thought of K, and for some reason, like I could not think of anything. And now I'm like Kingdom Hearts, but like earlier in the day, I was
right.
like I couldn't think of it. I couldn't think of a damn
King's
thing.
Quest,
that started
yeah.
King's Quest. There you go. So well, G was a tough one, I guess.
You're
But
welcome.
once again, thank you for being a part of the first ever titles
How did we
prize we'll
forget
spin.
Goat Simulator?
Goat Simulator.
Oh man.
That game holds a
What a
special thing
game.
to us. I feel like.
And thank you to Review Guy once again for your resub. Really appreciate it. Guys, if you enjoy the stream at any point tonight, just hit that heart button here at twitch.tv/The Level Up Show. We will give you a shout out. And of course, turn on notifications so you get alerts when we go live. The prize wheel will be active throughout the show. Anything worth $5 or more will get you a spin of that prize wheel. That means subbing, resubbing, pledging on Patreon, cheering, and tipping, of course.
And while we love all of those, subbing means the most to us right now.
Yeah, subbing is very important to us right now, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, if we could get back to up to 80 subs, that's very important. But I think maybe we can... Do you think we should talk about what the partner spotlight is, now that we know?
Yeah, is that something we want to go into detail now?
I'm gonna peace out.
You're going to peace out?
You're gonna
Yeah,
go?
that's fine. I know you're tired.
Yeah, I need to go to bed because I need to wake up early and I need to take a shower.
No,
I
Evie
just got
can
home
do it
from
on her
work
own.
and I had to watch Game of Thrones.
Evie can be
So
self-sufficient. She
terrible.
got it.
No, that
I'm
Game of
sorry I'm
Thrones
piecing,
addiction.
guys. I'm really lame tonight. I'm sorry. I'm really tired.
That's okay. That's fine.
I'm getting over a cold that Michael brought into this household.
I didn't know such thing. They can't
Yeah,
forget.
we all got sick and were sick for like 10 days. I can finally breathe through my nose today.
I can't. I still have sinus issues.
Wonderful.
Are you serious?
Yeah, dead serious.
Wow. Jeez.
Yeah,
It
really
did stick
bad.
around. That was like a 10-day
It was like a
stillness.
That
10-day
was
cold.
ridiculous. There's people at work that like went back to it like over and over again. It was
Great.
bad.
Let's hope that doesn't happen. Well, thank you for joining us, Mistress.
You're welcome.
I love you.
Bye,
I'll let
Chris.
your
Very
wife
nice to meet
know.
He said it was nice to meet you.
It was very nice to meet you. You're so likable and you look cuddly.
Well, I mean,
Cuddly. I love it.
Well, I
I
mean,
think
right.
so.
Yeah.
The mistress is
My
allowed to
wife
say
is
whatever.
Lucid is going to get 6, says Cherry
Oh,
Bro.
The
no.
mistress can say whatever she
Is
wants.
that one of your guys, Lucid, Cherry Bro?
yeah, a couple of these,
Doesn't
couple of
he
these
just look like
jokers
you
in
want to hug him
chat.
like a teddy bear?
Beautiful people.
Yeah, I guess.
He
I
does.
guess
He's
yeah.
just so nice and like friendly and
He's got the beard for
he
it.
has a nice smile.
Yeah.
He does.
Very nice.
Is his beard better than mine, Andrew?
No, I don't know. It's a very different kind of beard, I would have to say. Very different kind
No,
of beard.
I used to. This is my summer beard. I'm in South Carolina, so I can't have like the big like winter beard going on.
See,
This is just my little baby
that's
beard.
what I don't understand. Like, I was outside today, and it wasn't hot, but it was like, what, 85,
It was
86?
hot. Oh,
No,
actually.
it wasn't that
No,
bad.
no, like 80, 85, 86 here is normally like over 100 with heat index.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just, it's choking. It's like a sauna. So like
That's-
walking out, I just get like pearls of sweat immediately in my beard. It's like, no, we're not doing that.
That sucks.
Listen, I actually wanted to ask you a few questions about Twitch before we
Yeah,
get into the.
absolutely.
You started, at least in our time. You are in our time, right? You're East Coast, so you start at 8 a.m. every single day. Are you a full-time streamer?
Yeah.
You
absolutely.
are. Okay. Let me ask you then, like, how did that start? Like, how did you make that decision to go full-time?
It happened. I want to say. I think it was March. I think it was when the Switch came out. That was
Okay.
because before I was fairly part time. I was serving like 3 or 4 days a week. I've been in the restaurant industry for a long time. I was serving a couple days a week, and I wanted to once the Switch came out, I kind of wanted to take the plunge and really like commit myself to my stream. My wife and I were in a good place as far as like she's a bartender. We can support like our household and everything like that based on what I make and what she makes currently. So we were in a place where we wanted to make that decision. So yeah, I've been full time since March, and I have an amazing like community of people. Like obviously they show up, you know, even when it's not like 8 a.m. in the morning to come hang out with us. Like
That's
it's,
great, man. So far it's going really well for you, huh?
yeah, absolutely.
That's great. It's it's hard to make work for a lot of people. You know, it's a big risk and something that sometimes we think about it potentially in the future for us. Right now, we both have full-time jobs other than this, but that's why I stream at midnight. I stream from midnight to 2 a.m. Because that's really the only chance I get to. And before that, it was never really. I was the guy who had the enormous backlog of games because with a new daughter and work and trying to make this show work, I never had time to play games. But Kristen, my wife, was kind enough to let me come down at midnight 3-4 days a week. So
nice.
yeah, so we're trying to make it work. We're trying to trying to get into it as well. Well, maybe one day we'll join you as a full timer.
No, absolutely. It's I will say it's it's a different level of like stress and everything, obviously, because my livelihood is based on this. So if I have a bad day, like I have to look past that and put on the best stream that I can still, because it's like okay, well, this is my money.
Yeah, but when it is your livelihood, that's when like you probably go the extra mile, right? Like that's when you feel like you've got to push harder than ever.
That's when I go to Michael's and build like a spinny wheel,
Right. Somebody said there's a web in front of the camera, and they're right. I see it. I'm gonna go fix that. There's like something hanging in front of the camera.
Oh, okay.
I can barely see it. It's very subtle, but it's there.
Yeah.
Man, it's like the FedEx arrow. Like once you see it, you can't not.
Is it gone?
I think you're good.
I think it's gone.
It's kind of cool because there's something. I don't know if anybody else can hear it, but I can hear it, and it sounds like a roaring, like in the background right now. I don't know if you can hear it on your end. If you put your headphone in, you hear that in the background.
I hear like a
It's
very
very
faint
calming.
noise.
It sounds like we're at the beach. It sounds like there's waves in the background.
Oh, it's definitely not that loud for me. It's like a very subtle hum.
Oh, see, for me, it's.
Maybe you've got better
Yeah,
earphones than me, but I think hopefully the Moofy says he doesn't hear it, so that's good.
Huh.
As long as the viewers don't hear it, then
I think it's
I'm okay.
calming. I just want to.
Well,
put
that's
it out
good.
there.
At least you
I
think
like
it's
it.
calming. Well, anyway, let's go into what we've been playing. Casey, what have you been playing this week? I know you switch up a lot. You're a variety streamer.
I do. I've been this month has kind of like been the return to Nintendo for me, especially with like a lot of things that they have coming out soon on the horizon. Splatoon 2 this Friday. So I've been playing a lot of Nintendo recently. I've been like the DLC for Breath of the Wild came out in the past couple of weeks, so we've been on a master mode run currently.
How do you like it? Is it like a lot of people are saying they love it? It's worth it. I still haven't even finished the main game.
Okay. The trials are fantastic. I think the master trials are infuriating, and that's just where they need to be as far as getting the master sword completely powered up. I think master mode. I've talked about some of the sticking points on stream. For me, it feels like the very beginning is ramped up way harder. Like you run into these enemies and they have huge health and everything, and then it turns into like what most hard modes in like Bethesda games are, where like if you go into hard or very hard, it's really just moving the enemies like health points up. So it's basically turning everything into like a bullet sponge or a sword sponge. So once you get, I want to say I'm like 15, 16 hours or so into master mode now. It's not, or maybe more than that. It's not like really difficult anymore. Okay. Like I can take on, like, it's still worrying to take on the monsters obviously, but it's like, okay, well, I've got the equipment now. It doesn't really present much of a challenge more. And none of the scaling really happened for the bosses at all.
Oh,
so
wow,
like so like I did the first Divine Beast. I did the one in the sky, and took him out like immediately.
He was, like, you know what's interesting? He's been the easiest so far. I've done. Yeah. I went right to the water. I went right to Ruta, the elephant.
I think that's the intended path.
And that's why I said to somebody else, you can do anything you want in the game, but they really have this design of you go to this one first and then just do whatever you want. Right. But like that one is kind of like the intended first one. But I did that one, and then I went to the volcano area, and I went to do the lizard. And that one's just a nightmare just because I keep burning up. So that so far has been the hardest for me. But the wind one, that guy was easy. It was actually probably one of the more fun ones too, just because you kept flying. You got to fly in the air, slow down, shoot and everything.
And that was like my reasoning behind it, because having already beaten regular mode, I was like, okay, well, how do I make this playthrough as fun as I can? Well, let's pick up all the DLC stuff, like the masks and everything. Like Major's mask, you can walk around lesser enemies and not be noticed.
Oh wow!
So I took the Major's mask, went inside like the castle, picked up all the equipment and everything that I would need to do master mode, and then the best of the Divine Beasts as far as like moving around is of course the wind one. So I was like, okay, we'll get that one first, and then we'll explore the map and do all our things.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah, but it's fun. It's Breath of the Wild has been like really refreshing to come back to.
Would you say it's like top runner for Game of the Year for you right now?
As
it is for many people.
That's really hard because this has been a really good year for games. I think Breath of the Wild's in the top 5 for me.
Okay.
It's interesting that you didn't jump right to it, because most people either jump right to it or say, no, it's this 100%.
Right. And there's still so much more to come. Like, I think having just played, because I was really excited about E3 and like looking forward to a lot of things that are coming out. One of the things that I played in the last couple of weeks off stream was the Old Blood from Wolfenstein.
Heard great things about that.
Yeah, and it is amazing. There's a couple of qualms, of course, with the game, movement wise, and like picking up ammo and everything, but all in all, like a fantastic narrative. So I look forward to like New Colossus maybe being contender for Game of the Year if the writing is the same.
Yeah, this year's already been pretty good, and it's going to just get ridiculously better.
What did you play this week, Mike?
So this week I didn't play too much of really anything. I had Danny for a good amount of the week, and with being sick and everything, finishing up being sick. But out of all things, I booted up Pokemon Yellow.
Oh really? Why?
I don't know what it was. Something just like got into me, where I can't remember if it was Danny saying something, because she's been really into watching Pokemon, and I think that might be it. But just I've been wanting to play a Pokemon game again, and I really couldn't stand Sun and Moon, to where I sold it.
Really?
So, yeah, I hated it. I forced myself to try to play it.
I haven't finished Moon yet.
And that's the thing, is I had Moon, and I kept trying to come back to, or Sun, I think, and I kept trying to come back to it, and I just couldn't. It was like a chore every time I did it. It was just empty. It was an empty world. It was what I wanted visually, but what I hated gameplay wise, and what's interesting about it is that for all the reasons I hated Moon, I'm disliking Yellow and realizing that it's, you know, through rose-colored glasses, you know, situation, because I booted it up and it was, you know, the charming thing, and I'm like, all right, I know that I'm playing this, you know, very, you know, basic 8-bit style game.
Right.
And then I start going through and I'm like, okay, it's a little bit of a chore here and there, but it's an older game. I'm going to bear with it. But then I forgot about, like, the difficulty spikes for absolutely no reason.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Like, you walk from one town to the next, and the gym's blocked off, so you had to walk to the next one. And along the way, now, I know as a kid, I was a big giant pansy. I skipped, like, I would run away from every Pokemon that would pop up unless I really wanted it. You know, I would just go around people to avoid, you know, fighting them and everything. In this one, I am fighting every single Pokemon that, you know, jumps at me. I'm fighting every single trainer. I'll go out of my way to hit a trainer that I'm missing. I'm doing all this intentionally, and I get to the first gym, and they're like 2 levels above me. And I'm like, okay, it's a gym. This is intended, that's fine. And then I go into Mount Moon, and it's the same thing, but even worse. And then I leave Mount Moon, finally, after doing everything. I made a mistake. I shut the system off without saving for a while, so it took me a little bit longer. And then I get to Cerulean, and one of the parts is you're supposed to fight, essentially, Gary. You know, and you go up, and after leaving Mount Moon, now mind you, again, I'm fighting almost every single Pokemon, I'm fighting every single trainer. I'm leveling each character, you know, for the most part individually, paying certain attention to some more than others, and I'm right around 12, 13. I go to fight Gary, all his characters are like 18, and it's the first thing you have to do when you get there. And I'm like, fuck this game. I'm actually thinking I'm probably not going to go back to it. Like, I just hit that, like, fuck you point. Like, this makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Like, I would have to cheese this really bad. Like, I found a rare candy and an HP up. You know, I would have to use those, even though I don't like using them. I feel like they're cheating. Like, I would have to really bend the rules to beat this part. And I don't know if I have it in me.
I think you've grown out of Pokemon, Mike.
Nope. I am going to go and find a copy of Black that does not cost $40.
Ooh, there you go.
There you go. Good idea. As for me, at the request of our viewers during one of my live streams, and also at the dismay of our YouTubers that trashed me for never playing this series, I started Metro 2033 several streams ago, and I'm working through that right now. And I'm also going to do Last Light, although I'm not sure if I'm going to start it right after this, because 2033, although it's fine, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, I'm not blown away either. It's you know, it's good. And I can sense, like, that it probably was a graphical powerhouse when it first came out on Xbox 360. But, you know, now it looks just fine. And gameplay wise, you know, it controls just fine. It's just not doing anything interesting.
I like how your overall description of it, it's fine.
It's fine. No, honestly, like, I'm not going to say it's
an acceptable game.
Yes, it's a game I'm playing. You know, that's all I really can say about it. I think right now I'm at the best part of my playthrough, and with, like, the gorillas, like the mutated gorillas that I'm going through right now. It's intense. It's you know, it's a little frustrating here and there, but it's been fun for the last several hours. But I'm ready, honestly, to get past it, because I think, even though it's not my favorite of the series, I think I want to get Final Fantasy XII Zodiac Age. Because I've heard such great things about the Zodiac system and how much it improves the game. It also it looks so much better than the original. And I think that probably it would be something I would enjoy more now at this point in my life than I did back then, coming off of 10. Because when 12 first came out, it was compared to what came before it. And now it's being compared to what came after it. And it's a completely different situation. And I think for that reason, it's going to be looked at much more fondly than it was when it first came out in 2006, I want to say. So yeah, I really think I'm gonna pick up Final Fantasy XII Zodiac Age, and I think I'm gonna finish Metro tomorrow.
You have a list, man. You got Mass Effect.
Yeah.
You have Nier.
I know.
You have what were all the other games that you?
Persona 5 is on there.
Oh yes, apparently.
Of course, they all have got to be like the longest JRPGs in the world. Like,
Persona 5 yet? Oh my god,
dude, I don't know how I'm ever gonna fit that game in. Like, that game is massive.
I want to say 130, 140 into it.
Don't tell me that, man. Don't tell me that.
It is daunting. I streamed that for like a month and a half.
Oh my god!
And you're somebody that streams every single day. Oh no!
It takes a while.
That's gonna be the year 2018.
I started Nier on Wednesday, and
nice.
Holy shit, what a game!
Yeah.
It's great so far. The combat system, like, I'm digging everything about it.
Yeah, Super Nintendo Chalmers in our chat is just dying for me to play that game. So much so that she wants a prize wheel spin dedicated to Andrew Plays Near, just so she can get me to play that game. So
apparently that's another one that you're gonna have to sink 100+ hours into.
Our viewers have like the next 3 years of my life planned out.
Yeah.
Like seriously, it's getting to that point. Like I don't know what to do anymore.
Then you have South Park coming up. You have Lost Legacy coming up.
My mistress is going to get upset for sure. That's
Dream Daddy on Wednesday.
Right. So yeah, that's what I've been playing. I am looking
my
forward
God.
to getting past Metro. To be honest with you, though, it's fine.
Finish it.
It's fine.
It's fine. I think that should be the new slogan. Just Andrew's face, just very mediocre on the T-shirt, and just say it's fine.
That's my quote on the back of the box. if I could get my quote on the back of the box, it would be it's fine. It's good. All right, so we are going to move on to, even though we've been very non-gaming here and there, we're going to move on to the official non-gaming portion of the show.
Woohoo!
It is called The Level Up Show Has No Game. It's 3 non-gaming topics, and we only have 2 minutes for each one.
Uh-oh.
Are we all ready to do this?
Are you ready?
I'm always ready. Are you ready, Casey?
Yes. Oh God.
Are you?
Maybe.
All right. First up, in TLUS Has No Game. Some great news. First, Wonder Woman sequel is coming, reportedly going to be set in the 1980s during the Cold War. But what's even better is that it is now the highest grossing comic book origin story. Ryan Reynolds of Deadpool fame tweeted out with a cool little image celebrating it, which is great. And not only that, directed by a female director.
Right.
Like, this is great news all around that this movie is doing well. Have you seen it, Casey?
I have not yet.
Oh wow, you really should, man.
My roommate watched it. I haven't. We don't have a great like theater to go out and see things. I live in the boonies.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's one of those. As soon as you get a chance, you need to see it because it was. I had very little faith in it from the very beginning and consistently throughout. Everybody was like, "Oh, it's gonna be really. It might be really good. Oh, it's sounding like it's gonna be terrible." And then everybody was on the page. And to me, I was just like, "It's DC right now. It's gonna be." Like at most it's going to be okay.
We have the lowest of expectations.
Right, and it blew me away, so I loved it. But this news is perfect to me. Not only does it deserve, the respect that it's gotten, for that, but being set in the 1980s, if I can see a cameo with Gordon Gekko, that would be great. But realistically, like overall, everything I'm expecting from this with the Cold War and everything, I think
I love that so
badass.
much material right now is focusing on the 80s.
No, absolutely.
Ready
and I mean,
Player One, for instance,
like rightly so because of the people's perception. I guess like movies are normally based in that, right? Like you have an uptick of like zombie movies and everything like that. People unsure, fighting against their common man. Right now, there's a lot
Westerns.
of 80s stuff because it centers around like that Cold War era. I guess.
Right.
Yeah,
there's a lot of that tension.
And just the atmosphere of the 80s is like so palpable. Like
absolutely.
I don't think there's any other time period that is really more recognizable than the 80s. It's just you can always pick that. And even
70s.
Even early 80s versus late 80s is like completely different, and you can pick them out too. Like that's early 80s, that's late 80s.
Right.
But also the ramifications of this, just as far as female directors, we're going to talk about A Wrinkle in Time later, and that's also another female director with $100 million budget, so that's great. Next up, moving on to another movie, Christopher Nolan wants to make a James Bond film. I think he would be an amazing fit for James Bond.
I think this would be absolutely perfect.
Are you a James Bond guy, Casey?
I could see it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not like super thrilled about his latest project. I guess
Dunkirk.
It looks interesting. Yeah, Dunkirk.
Well, we're going to talk about that too because supposedly it is his best film.
Really?
That's what all the early impressions are saying. Yeah, it's like it is peak Nolan, and I think a lot of that has to do with it has minimal dialogue. A lot of people have problems with Nolan dialogue. They think it's sometimes cheesy or unrealistic.
Very very heavy.
This is so focused on the tension and the action that there's really very minimal dialogue in the film. It's only an hour and 45 minutes long, which for a war movie is kind of unheard of.
Right.
Supposedly it's just tight, it's tense, and it's just intense. And I'm hearing just really really great things about it. So. If he comes off of this and this is as good as the early impressions are saying, sometimes you have to be a little fearful on that because Twitter impressions before a film can come out, sometimes like I remember Amazing Spider-Man 2, for instance, which I thought was awful. God. That had the best early impressions. Yeah, or Suicide Squad. Yeah.
That was even worse.
Suicide Squad,
yeah, so you never know. But
that said, Christopher Nolan's one of my favorite directors. Yeah. And there's not one project that he's done that's made me doubt that for a second. He hasn't always been extremely strong at every point, but Bond, again, also one of my favorite franchises of all time, even to the point where I liked Skyfall, to where I liked Spectre.
Die Another Day. Did
Die,
you like Die Another Day?
Die Another Day was fine to me. You know, it was bad. It was bad. I'm gonna admit it.
Yeah,
but because it was
please.
James Bond, it was good. This is a perfect culmination, especially with the route that they're going for James Bond right now, with this, you know, very dark, sadistic, suave, but, you know, almost. I don't know exactly how to describe what they're doing, but they're definitely going to do a mixture of old and new, you know, like combination Casino Royale and Die Another Day, and he's perfect for that.
That would be real cool. I just want to say, Prestige, I think, is his best movie.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, yes.
And lastly, going back to more comic book related stuff, Matt Reeves has ditched Ben Affleck's script for The Batman.
We'll let you guys talk about this for a second before.
Go ahead.
I like this.
I do
think
too.
like this.
I do too. I know Dean.
I think
didn't
Reeves
like
has
this.
done very well for himself. You know, you look at things like Affleck, where he did outstanding directing. Oh God, what's the name of it? My brain.
Argo or
Argo. That's the one. Yeah. Argo is a fantastic movie, but I think Reeves is really Reeves has gone from Cloverfield to really coming into his own with the Planet of the Apes trilogy.
Yep.
Like he's created this really dark, like tense universe.
One of the few
He's done a
trilogies where
really
each film
great
gets
job
better.
over both. Right. No. Oh, absolutely, and he's done a really good job on like focusing on like man's hubris, something that I think the Batman universe really gets intent on. You know.
Yeah, and the fact that he already has said that it's going to be like a detective-driven noir movie that's a personal adventure for Batman, and it's going to be from his perspective. I mean, that opens up so many cool possibilities with regards to, you know, Batman lore and Batman comics that they could bring to life on the screen. I mean, Robin, for instance, is a part of that, and Jason Todd. You know, that whole storyline is something that we could actually see live action on film, and that would be insane.
I would love that.
All said.
Go ahead.
You are a new director being brought in.
He's not a new director.
No, he's a newer director being brought in late on a pre-production project with a story written by not only a great director, story writer, and the main actor in the movie, but the president of the content that you are writing the story for. Right. And he said, "Oh, cool story, bro. I'm good.
But that's
I
the
got
thing,
this."
though. Wouldn't you think the president would be like, "No, you're not allowed"?
No, because
Clearly,
the studio is literally every single turn fucking Jeff Johns over, or Jeff Johns has no choice. Like, look at everything that's come out. He is not.
Matt Reeves is a guy that has a vision, he has an idea,
that.
and he wants to execute it, and he's done that very well with Planet of the Apes. I think when they brought him in, they brought him in with the stipulation that this is your baby now. We're going to trust you to take this in the route that you want to take it in. I think that's what happened.
I mean, I'm open
Batman.
to it. Don't get me wrong. But that said, that is such a dick move to be like, listen, I know you write the Batman stories better than almost anybody has in years. I got this, though. I think I know better than you. Like, fuck that. I'll tell you right now, and my biggest issue I have with this is Warner Brothers not paying attention to anything else going on consistently is giving me no faith in what is to come from this.
I mean, look at the history, though, of the Batman and Ben Affleck's attachment to the Batman. Constantly, it was like, are you still directing it? Are you still writing it? He was so cagey all the time. But like, there was clearly something wrong from the beginning, though, with whatever Ben Affleck's The Batman was going to be. I think that it was never what Jeff Johns probably wanted it to be either. There was something wrong from the very beginning with that original idea, and I think that's why they brought Matt Reeves in. That's why they took Ben Affleck off directing and writing and starring. Like, that's too much for him. He had other projects going on. I think this is all trying to make the best of the situation.
That's fine, but my biggest issue that I've always had is it's Warner Bros. As a studio. It's a bunch of suits, it's a bunch of execs coming in saying, listen, bud, we know that you're the president of these, you know, comic picture books, you know, and all, but we know movies, and we want this to happen because toys and box office numbers. And that, to me, is fucked. Because if there's anybody that I would trust to write the script for Batman, it would be Mr. Batman himself.
Mr. Batman.
Mr. Batman.
Mr. Batman. Yeah.
I feel you on that. It's a good point. And one that they've had a problem with for a long time. I think it's on the same road of like Sony. Sony wants to push Spider-Man and not actually like push things for comic book people. And a lot of that comes down to trying to appeal to a larger market, I guess. While you make a mediocre movie, but it does good sales numbers because it also had Spider-Man.
Because toys. I mean, look at Jamie Foxx as Electro. from Amazing Spider-Man 2, like that had the potential to be so much better than it was, but we got what we got. And I mean, like they have the same issue, and apparently so does Universal, and so do all these other companies that don't understand. Let the content creators do what they do best, and you guys can sit at your big nice desks and take all the money. Just stop opening your mouths.
Yeah,
right.
Well, the way to say, I'm optimistic.
I think that's where like Wonder Woman kind of like has shown, and I think Wonder Woman kind of takes the same path. Obviously, it's a little paralleled, but the same path as like Guardians of the Galaxy, where you've taken this fresh director that hasn't been involved in the rest of the direction of these movies, and they've taken like that fresh look, hands off from the studio, to make something interesting. I think that's why Wonder Woman succeeds as a DC movie, where all others have gotten ruined.
Right. No, I agree.
I think the other thing Wonder Woman shows is sometimes you need to trust these directors. Patty Jenkins was the one that pushed for that great scene, and this isn't really a spoiler to say this, Casey, but there's a scene where they're in the trenches, and it's the first scene where you see Wonder Woman take off the cloak and show her uniform. It's all in slow-mo, and all the execs and everybody else besides Patty Jenkins was like, no, this is cheesy, it's going to come off so corny, don't do this. Patty Jenkins is like, no, this is happening, and it's one of the best parts of the film. It is one of those things, you get chills during that scene, and that's all due to Patty Jenkins being forward and forceful and be like, no, I'm putting my foot down. Like,
I think that's the issue that with Jeff Johns. I think he's just not. I think there's something going on between the studio and Warner.
Yeah, maybe.
Between I don't know, but
well, that was not 2 minutes.
That deserved more.
Yeah, it did.
Very heated discussion.
Yeah, it did. It turned out to be. Let's do another wheel spin, because thank you so much to Predator229 for his resub. We're getting back up towards 80. We're back up to 75 now. We're climbing. We're at 72 before this stream started today. So we're climbing. Keep them coming, guys. We got to get back up to 80. This one is for you, Predator229. And he gets...
Ooh. Dead center.
Greatest gaming achievement. This one goes to you, Casey. So, do you have a memory, something that stands out in your mind of like, this is the best thing I've ever done in games? Like, I'm proud of this moment.
It's between like a lot, but I think my favorite is probably having completed Bloodborne on Platinum. Like I've done all the Dark Souls on Platinum, but doing Bloodborne was rough.
Wait, would you say Bloodborne is the hardest of that like Souls and Bloodborne series?
Personally, I think so. Yeah.
Wow.
Bloodborne has some of the most like innovative bosses in my experience, and a lot of like some of the just do not give two craps about like you living or dying types of bosses. I know that the whole series again is like that, but something about like the Orphan and the DLC where it just will devastate you in one blow. It's lovely.
It's lovely. That's a word for it. Lovely. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I've heard amazing things about Bloodborne. I personally haven't played it. I had it on my shelf, and every time I looked at it, I felt fearful. And I could never take it off the shelf, so much so that I eventually gave it away in one of our prize boxes.
And his balls, apparently, too.
Yes, and my balls, too. They were also in there. Big, heavy balls went in there with it.
They were clearly not that heavy.
Well, anyway, we're going to move on to one of our community-focused segments of the show. What's it called, Mike?
It is the community question of the week.
That was very slow.
Thank you. Oh, wait. Was that a compliment?
No, it was not a compliment. Move your ass. We're behind.
Community question of the week. What is that? That is where you can go to our Discord server and answer the question of the week that we post there for you guys. Used to be on the PS community. It is not anymore.
Our Discord community is more powerful.
Ooh. Challenge accepted.
It got powerful.
This week's question was, what is a bad game that you've played and had the most potential to be good? What would you change to improve it?
Thank you to Rick, first of all. Rick
that
was
was actually
who
a
suggested
good
this question
from Rick.
GFN2112.
The review guy 77JR, aka John, says Star Wars Battlefront for me. I guess the most recent one, being a single player, for me being a player of the original Star Wars Battlefront and the original Star Wars Battlefront 2, had high hopes for Battlefront, the new one, as a lot of other people did, as well as it makes me sad to try and play it. Don't get me wrong, the game is absolutely gorgeous, just the gameplay isn't right and there is no story. I bought this on launch day. I played and streamed it on launch day. I think that was the last time I played it.
Really?
I played it, no, and I mean, I'm being facetious. That said, I played it 3 times total. I checked.
Wow.
I couldn't do it. I maybe dumped 5 to 7 hours into it total.
It was beautiful.
It was the most, and I think one of those 3 times was bringing it to my uncle's house and showing him just because he's
because
really
it looks
big
so
into Star
good.
Wars.
Yeah.
And that was the last time I played it. I know.
Did you play, Casey?
I found it without like any heart. I played the same. I want to say I played the first 4 or 5 hours, and I was like, nope, I'm good on this.
Right.
Something that they could rectify, though, right? With the new one having a story.
It had all of the players. It had the things that you wanted, you know? Like it had that Star Wars, but it just didn't have anything that said to me like, hey, this is a Star Wars.
Right,
game.
you're right. That's the perfect way to describe it. No heart.
Yeah.
Right. It's got everything there. Like it looks like a Star Wars game, but it doesn't draw me in. Like I'm not buying into this universe.
Hope they fix it.
Absolutely. Yeah, me too. Because right now, from what I've seen, again, it's visually gorgeous, and I want to put my money there, but I haven't seen like, oh, they have a story, oh, they have this and this, but that doesn't mean anything to me. And my biggest problem I had from it was weird because I love Battlefield. You know, Battlefield games, I get every single one. I buy all the DLC every single year, with the exception of one. You know, that was the one I fell off of, and it could just be a personality difference now. And I look at games differently. Maybe that's why I wasn't into one as much as I wanted to. But there was something in Battlefront that just didn't keep me latched. I have nothing against not having a story.
Yeah,
I play Overwatch every freaking day of my life. I feel like
there's a lot of heart in Overwatch, though.
There is a lot of heart in Overwatch, Andrew.
No, I honestly do feel that way. There's a lot of personality. There's a lot of heart
in
Overwatch. You sense that every time you play it.
Absolutely. You do.
I just want to say as well, talking about Star Wars and Disney and all that, today we are going to be covering all the D23 Expo stuff at the end of the show. That is our topic of the week. We will be talking about the Star Wars behind the scenes, so don't go anywhere, guys. Stick around for the full show. It's going to be a great topic of the week later on.
It was a good weekend.
Yeah, it was a very good weekend. A lot of good stuff this weekend. Sure. Yeah.
That said, on from that, the 9 Fox Derek said Mass Effect Andromeda because it had the heritage of the original trilogy and a great combat system. The changes I would recommend are, and follows: animation, lighting, character customization options, more alien races, inventory system UI overhaul, and more meaningful side quests, not loyalty missions.
Oh, that's it? Really? That's all? Nothing else?
Just those few major things, and the game would have been good. Or they could have just not made the game, or they could have just not made Anthem.
Or keep some of the team on. Like, don't push everybody to Anthem, which looks absolutely crazy.
But that's the thing, is I don't care as much about Mass Effect. I give a lot of fucks about Anthem, and I have barely any idea what's going on.
Go ahead, Casey.
Completely agreed. I think the trilogy was good as it stood. Like, it was done. We didn't need anything else. Like, we didn't need to. Continuing Mass Effect is just trying to create a franchise that could create like an Assassin's Creed at this point. Like, oh, well, we'll keep giving you this content because we know it makes money. Like, no, Mass Effect 3 was great.
Make Mass Effect into a franchise title, like, Anthem, a Mass Effect game, or something like that. Set it in the same universe, in the same world as Mass Effect, just, different events. Do it, years in the future or years in the past, somewhere where it doesn't really make a difference, but give it that title, so, because that's what they wanted to do. They just wanted the franchise to keep going. They wanted to appease these people, but make Anthem that game. There's many ways they could have handled that, and I think going the route they did, they really just wanted the easy money. And they did the bare minimum of what they could to cash in on that, and the troubling and telling signs were there. They showed us pretty things at a couple releases, but it was kind of just like a smoke and mirrors, look down this hallway but don't pay attention to the guy in the
vertical slices,
right? I mean, let's be fair, like, the game still sold. They made their money, but that doesn't breed confidence in what they try to do next.
I'm not sure it sold that well, though, because I'm sure you've heard BioWare said that they're putting the Mass Effect series on hiatus. Do you think that we will see another one anytime soon?
I think not, unless you start to bring back like some of those original people that were pulled over to Anthem. No, I don't think they try to like do the same thing they did again. I think they learned their lesson, hopefully.
And I think Anthem will be the replacement for that franchise. I think Anthem's going to kill. Like, that game looked phenomenal at E3. So
I'm getting that, on that hype train pretty well already. So
yeah, for sure.
Agreed.
All from that, Moofy said what I think is the most common answer I feel like most people would have, and that is No Man's Sky. Said it's gotten better since, but the game was hyped so much and underdelivered by such a long shot that it's made me reconsider my stance on pre-orders. If I had worked for Hello Games, I would have toned down the hype train and been straight with what the game what would have been in the game at launch. Yeah, so there's a couple points to talk about with that. You know, Hello Games made their mistakes, and I can't even remember what's his name.
Sean Murray.
Sean Murray.
Yeah.
Was not he's not a marketing man. You know, he kind of got out into the spotlight and got too deep into it, and you know, overpromised, underdelivered, as a lot of people would in his situation. But that said, they have rectified a lot of the situation. There is a community that's still there, and from what I understand, a lot of the things they've added to it has been what they promised from the beginning. And they didn't really, in many ways, I feel bad because we kind of got on that angry hype train a little bit. But they delivered what they said they would, because not everything Sean Murray said he promised would be there at launch.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of things he did say would be there. Don't make no mistake, this guy lied.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
But a lot of the things people overread into, and that's the problem that we have as a society, as a community, is we overread into statements. We constantly are breaking down. I do it myself, where I'm constantly breaking down, like, oh, was this a hint at something? Was this? You know, and they did that. They're like, oh, he said that we're going to have bases in the game. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, he said you will have. He didn't say it's going to be there when you open the game and put it into your system. We have base building now, but it wasn't there at launch, and that's fine because that's what he said you were going to have at some point. So that's an issue.
It was definitely an issue of overhyping, you know, and that had a lot to do with the development longevity. It was a long development cycle from, you know, point of release or reveal, I should say, which was at I want to say VGX or one of the video game awards shows with Jeff Keighley.
Yeah.
It was one of those ones where they revealed it, and then there was the flood at Hello Games, which pushed things back, and then I guess Sony jumped in and tried to help out with that situation. But it had to be 3+ years of hype train building by the time it reached the station, and it couldn't match. It just could not deliver on that hype. So I mean, it's a fine answer. As Wormco said, it's kind of low hanging fruit, you know.
Yeah,
it definitely is. But
and that's too about pre-ordering. Again, I 100% agree with you. The only time I ever pre-order anything is if I get something special out of it. Yeah, you know, and that's kind of it.
Agreed.
Like, I don't have anything pre-ordered for Splatoon, but you best be damn sure.
And one last comment.
We do from Diclonius Games, and he said, I would say Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain because of its failed attempt to be an open-world game when you're doing a lot of the same stuff in the same locations repeatedly. If I worked on the game, I would have given more insight as to who Skullface was, as well as kept things as linear as possible, and kept the same formula as past MGS games and packed Ground Zeroes in with the Phantom Pain.
I never have read a more accurate response to anything.
Right, absolutely. What's interesting about that is how they handled Ground Zeroes. Ground Zeroes definitely should not have been a purchasable title. That should have been
$30 too.
Right,
yeah.
$40 when it came out. I think on disc.
Yeah, it might have been.
When it came out on disc, it was 40.
I think it was 30 on
and
last
they did the
gen,
same
right?
thing. The same thing people have an issue with Final Kingdom Hearts 2.8 or whatever. You know, it's the exact same thing. It's like an hour-long, you know, adventure. But that said, I liked Phantom Pain a lot.
I did too.
Finish it because it was one of those. There was too many things to play. But the time I spent in it, I loved. I do agree that it was repetitive. I only got so far in it, but just those maps that you did play on. I remember there was this one town, and it was so stressful. It was one of the bigger towns in that first desert area that you go to. And I had to do this one mission. And there's probably, I think, a total of 20 guys, maybe 30 guys total in that area, and just tagging every single one of them. I have never taken so long and been so tedious to make sure I got every single one of them.
Yeah, that's the fun of it.
Down and out, and kept silent and was not ever.
From a gameplay perspective, it's almost masterful, honestly.
Oh, absolutely.
It feels so good, and it's such a weird thing for me as a huge Metal Gear Solid fan, and I've talked about this before on the show, but it's a game that I really enjoyed. I'm glad that I played it. It felt so tight, and it turned out to be maybe my biggest disappointment of that year. Still, even in spite of all that, because I'm such a huge Metal Gear Solid fan, and that is, even though the gameplay has always been, a part of what makes Metal Gear Solid great, it's more so about the characters and the story and the crazy twists and turns and the structure, the non-linearity, everything about Phantom Pain just was too far removed from what I knew of Metal Gear Solid. And maybe that's my own fault, and maybe that's my, my expectations were out of whack. I don't know, but it doesn't change the fact that was the biggest disappointment for me of maybe this entire generation so far.
I can get that.
What about you, Casey?
I can feel that. No, I don't know. I think it's really hard for games to move out of like what we know, right? I mean, you see it with like Breath of the Wild. Like it has become a completely different game from what you know of Zelda.
Right.
And I think Metal Gear Solid was trying to like do that. They were trying to transform this thing that we know and love, and we understand how the stealth combat works to something like open world and something new and interesting. I just think it didn't translate well to people. I thought again like it should have definitely been a little more linear, at least like trying to lead people into that. Like you see how Capcom did with Resident Evil 6. When they tried to, they were like, oh well, what people want now is action. They don't want scary games anymore. They don't want that corridored in feel. Right. They want to just be able to run around and shoot zombies and just fail spectacularly.
Yeah,
I think that
that's
a lot
a
of
good
that was
example.
present in Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, Ground Zeroes was like the pinnacle of the Phantom Pain series for me, because I really liked Ground Zeroes. It was just closed-in map. It wasn't too large. It felt like I was, in like a Shadow Moses area, a little smaller than Shadow Moses, obviously, but it had a story to me. Like there was something that was being told there, and I felt emotion, and that's what I'm used to from Hideo Kojima. And I didn't really feel a lot of emotion in the Phantom Pain itself, the full game. It had its moments here and there, but they were so few and far between in what turned out to be like a 40+ hour adventure, and it wasn't enough for me.
I never finished. What the fuck was that big giant flaming guy?
Big giant flaming guy. Are you talking about from the newest one, or are you talking
Phantom
about
Pain?
Okay, I thought you were talking about the Fury from
guy that's on fire at the very beginning.
Oh, okay. Excuse me. Honestly, like that's even like I'm drawing a blank on that, and that I think is a testament to the story, like that it's not great. Like that explains it to me. Like
I remember the last scene. I remember like what happens in the very end, but past that, like a lot of the in between, the middle is spotty to me, and that kind of is really telling for a game when you're just like, I don't really remember what all happened, how we got to that point.
Right, Diclonius Games is right. The guy on fire was Volgin, and I guess he wasn't real, right? Because Volgin died in 3. I forget the twist and turn there.
Why the fuck did so many people die? God, this game.
Yeah, Volgin was definitely what the fire guy was, but I'm drawing a blank on how that whole thing worked, how that twist worked. But that again explains it. Like it just wasn't memorable from a story perspective, and that's wrong. When it comes to Metal Gear Solid, that's not what we're used to. But that was a great answer, Diclonius Games. You win. 5 million points to Gryffindor for you.
Oh yeah, we didn't even rank our point system.
Yeah, Gryffindor wins the House Cup on that one. That's Diclonius Games.
Gryffindor wins the House Cup.
Guys, go on discord.gg/the Level Up Network. It is free to everybody. There are some sub-only rooms, but Community Question of the Week is open to everybody. We will put another question up, and you can answer it and be featured on next Sunday's show, of course. Thank you for all the responses, guys. We are going to go to the first commercial break of the night. I really need a drink. I forgot that I should probably drink. So that's a thing I should do.
Yeah, that's a thing that humans need to sustain life.
Yeah, sustenance.
Right. Water, right?
So we are going to go to a commercial break, guys. We'll be back in a few minutes. Just so you know, Casey, we keep the mics on during commercial break. It's kind of behind-the-scenes look for the subs that don't have to see commercial. Even though the people with ad block also get to see it. But either way, we're going to keep the mics on just so you don't feel like, oh, I can say whatever I want right now.
Perfect.
Screw these guys. All right, guys, we'll be right back in a few minutes. Welcome back, Level Uppers, to the Level Up Show, episode 178. This is the gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We are joined tonight by a very special guest, Casey, a.k.a. Lucid Fox. And you guys should, of course, check out his channel right now, twitch.tv/Lucid Fox, with 2 X's at the end. He is on pretty much every day, if I'm right, 8 a.m. Yeah, you guys should definitely. He's a variety streamer, great personality, great channel. Everybody, please give him a follow right now. Show some support. And we are going to move on to what we call the level update. No, you're not supposed to. What are you doing, Mike? What are you doing, Mike?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear anything. God
damn it, Mike! Ruining everything tonight, aren't you?
Did we change it?
No, we didn't change it.
Oh, so I just
you were just
jumped
premature.
the gun?
You were premature.
Well, I mean, that happens a lot.
Oh,
yeah, that problem.
Moving on. Our weekly discussion of the week's biggest gaming industry news. You hurt my feelings, Mike.
Why? Because I said premature?
Would it be deep?
First up, All right, so there's a whole lot of services trying to do this whole Netflix for gaming thing. For one, we've got Xbox games. What is it called? I always forget what it's called.
I don't know.
Their new
Xbox
service.
Game something.
It's Game something.
Yeah.
Game Pass.
Xbox
Game Pass is like their Netflix, but there's another service that is in beta right now. It's going to launch this summer. It's called Jump. I'm going to put up some screens of it here. Here's what IGN had to say. A new on-demand subscription-based video game service called Jump is preparing to launch, offering an initial library of 60 to 100 indie games. So it seems all focused on indie, which is kind of cool. Right now it's got 10 to 20 in the beta, and you guys can try that out. It's coming to Windows, Mac, Linux, HTC Vive, and Oculus Rift. And it will be like all the standard features of Netflix, right? You're going to have a search function. It's going to feature certain things on the front page and figure out what you like as a person based on the previous things that you've played. And it also has this third-party service called PlayFab, which is going to use is going to be what they use for the matchmaking and the cloud saves and all this other kind of stuff. What's very unique though about this service is that it does not use the streaming, the cloud streaming of something like Gaikai, which became PlayStation Now and Game Pass. Instead, it's using a web-based client for Jump, and that way the games don't need to be fully installed on the user's hard drive. They can instead run locally by only pulling the assets that are needed. Very interesting, and I'm curious if that improves the video quality and the latency. Although these are indie games that we're talking about here, I'm not sure that video quality is like the top concern necessarily.
I'm actually trying this out. You figure for $10 a month, I'll play it on my laptop. I might go for this.
It's an interesting idea, and I do think that there's potential for a Netflix-like gaming service to work. What do you think, Casey?
See, here's the hardest part about this. Is this turns into a fun place for indie games for sure, but you don't see, I think, first-party buy-in on this at all.
No, probably not.
Those places already have a home, be it PlayStation Now, which still doesn't have recent first-party titles, or like Xbox. People already have their systems. Nintendo as well. You're not gonna see any huge first-party games on this. So that becomes the big problem of what's the selling point if this is only going to be indie games.
I think it depends on the gamer, right? I know personally for me, we were talking about how I have this limited time, right? And because of that, I found that I have jumped from being somebody that plays Japanese RPGs all the time to playing games like Inside and Journey. And anything that's like a 3 to 4 hour tight, focused experience, I find myself gravitated towards. Because I like being able to sit down once, maybe twice, to finish a game and really feel like I've soaked up everything from that experience. It's just, that's the optimal thing for me. So this service is something that could attract a guy in my situation, and I don't know how many guys there are like me that have a wife and a child and limited time with gaming, and maybe they want to focus on indie stuff. I'm not sure what the market is there for that. Yeah, I would think so, right?
A lot.
So maybe that is what they're gearing towards. I don't even know if it's the desire for them to get the first party guys. Maybe they realize that is big fish that they can't handle. Maybe they're going to stick with the little guys.
Right.
Might be the niche that they need to
the
niche that they
what?
And again, you also have to you have to remember that Steam exists as well.
That's
which
true.
is a huge opponent of a lot of these upstart services, because Steam always has sales. There's always a way that you build your Steam library in the same way that you can stream things offline. Of course, you're only paying $10 versus whatever it is, but a Steam sale comes, I can get 20 games for $20.
It's true.
Right.
Now, we'll have to wait and see. It's an interesting, development though, and I'm curious to see where these kind of services go.
What's interesting to me is how they're running the games themselves and how well that actually
that's
works.
interesting.
I think that's actually the most interesting part to me, is that they're not using their own servers and not making you installing these things. They are running it off of a web-based client, so that's actually kind of cool.
The technology is very cool.
In other news,
he says 40,000 Steam players were banned in one day for this week. IGN writes, a day after the Steam summer sale came to a close, over 40,000 Steam accounts were banned by Valve. Esports reports that an exceedingly large number of bans became apparent on the Steam database on July 6th. This data reveals that nearly 30,000 of the bans were delivered before 12 p.m., with a final total of 40,411, easily beating the last record of 15,227 in one day. With the crackdown commencing the day after the summer sale has ended, it appears that Valve cracked down on cheaters buying cheap copies of games for a new account that could easily be used to cheat with. A VAC ban essentially stops a user from playing on any VAC secured servers, and is usually triggered automatically when any third party changes to a game give the player an advantage. In addition to the 40,000 accounts picked by VAC, 4,972 were banned in-game for throwing games, griefing, cheating, and ways to get around Valve's anti-cheat software. One of the hilarious topics on this...
I saw this on NeoGAF and I just had to put it in here. I thought it was so funny.
Went as follows. Title, Something Stupid Happened. And it goes to say, I'm not allowed to have my own cell phone, so my dad forced me to use his phone number. My dad has a Steam too, and uses the same phone number. Today my brother used my dad's account and cheated, and now my main account is VAC. Damn it, Clara.
Exactly.
It's true, and here's proof. My father will now write too. Hello, I am the father, and what my son says is true. He did not cheat. It was his brother on my account. Please unban him, Valve. Sincerely, the father. Please unban. Oh my god.
That's so good.
That's like a shit. Charles does not have to do homework anymore. Signed, the teacher.
Yeah.
Like,
wow, dude.
oh my god, yes, there it is.
I have it. Of course I put Clara up there. Are you kidding me? You gotta get
oh
Clara
my god,
up there.
that is my
Well, actually, it's not
favorite.
Clara. It's the woman that blamed Clara.
Oh my god, that is my
Casey,
favorite
have you seen this video?
thing ever.
No,
Okay,
I
so
haven't.
this chick here cheated on CS:GO using one of those enemy locator where you can see them through walls and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But you see her at the beginning of this video drag the cheat screen on, turn on it, and for some reason she did not realize she plays a full match this way. And then suddenly, about halfway through the video, she realizes that everybody can see that what she's seeing, and she just pauses the game. It's like, wait, hold on a sec, what the fuck? Clara! And she's like, oh my god, hold on a sec, I gotta talk to you. Clara was here, my best friend was here today. And
Rock, do you
she was
remember
doing
when
something on my
Clara was
computer.
playing on my computer earlier?
God damn
and
it,
the
Clara.
guy's just like,
She just throws Clara
you.
under the bus, man. Totally under the bus.
Poor Clara.
Poor Clara. She got owned, man.
Oh
So
my
bad
God.
for Clara.
They dropped her completely, right?
They did. They banned her from Twitch and from Steam.
Womp womp.
Yeah, and she was, you know, a decent... I don't want to say decent streamer as far as quality, but she had a decent following and was clearly making money and doing well for herself on Twitch, and she threw it all away. With
Sucks
that.
to suck.
Yep. Don't cheat, guys. Don't be that person. But yeah, I mean, overall, I can't help but get some type of weird satisfaction out of seeing 40,000 people banned for cheating.
Right? I love it.
I hope that it's, you know, true. I hope that nobody was banned wrongly, obviously.
Right.
But honestly, I don't doubt that that there's 40,000 people cheating on Steam.
Do we still have Banhammer icon?
Yes, we do have the Boosh Hammer in there.
The Boosh Hammer is
Yeah, the Boosh Hammer is still one of our emotes.
Johnny, let me see it.
Give us the Boosh Hammer. You know what, Casey? I'm gonna let you take this final story. Usually,
Yes.
I would sing during this. We do a little thing where I sing the Baywatch theme for
And?
Delay Watch, but I'm not gonna do it today.
Why?
Because I feel too embarrassed.
Dude, get your balls back from whoever you shipped them to.
I just can't do it. It's just too embarrassing.
Do it.
I watched back it last week and I was like, I can't
Do
handle it. It's just too cringy. When we have a special guest on, it's just too cringy. I can't do
I
it.
think that's exactly
No,
why it
I'm
works.
with this.
See, he wants it.
So
He's
are
an
you
audience.
asking for an a cappella version?
Yeah,
Is that what
look
you're
at-
asking
That
for?
is, you didn't even put the music in?
I will do it if you do it with me.
Alright, so go ahead.
I like all of this.
Keep reading the story. You're
See?
good.
Talk about no
We have a
balls,
delay-
man. Talk about
delay
no
watch.
balls. He won't even do it with me. All right, go ahead, Casey. You got this story, man.
Wait, what are we doing?
You're gonna do you have the outline open in front of you? If you don't, I'll read
great.
it.
Hold up.
I wasn't
Yeah,
sure if you had the outline
You
in
could
front.
read it out to me.
Yes, it is the delay watch. If you have that in front of you.
Oh, yeah. Okay. We're talking about Ni no Kuni 2.
Yes,
Right?
we are talking about Ni no Kuni 2 has been officially delayed. Go ahead.
It has. I don't know. Hold up. Let me get the actual the Google Doc in front of me. But I don't know like how I feel like this should have been like an assumed thing. Like it was on the it's a game that's going to take like it's going to have a very heavy development cycle, just like the first one did.
Right.
It's kind of like Last Guardian for me. It was just like an expected thing that was going to occur. Like I knew that Ni no Kuni was going to take a while.
It was announced at PSX 2015, right? 2016.
Yeah,
2016. Sorry, 2016.
Yes, thank you.
So it's been 2 years. It will be 2 years by the time
That was announced.
since it was announced. Exactly. So
Right.
2 years since announcement to release. I mean, overall, I can't be too upset. First of all,
I
we
think
got
because of the time frame it was supposed to come out.
yeah. South Park is coming out this holiday, and that's going to be an RPG
It's
that I want to
holiday
play.
time. It doesn't even matter, what other games are exactly coming. This is not a holiday game.
Well, to go with the same genre, I mean,
Oh, okay,
another
yeah.
RPG. Even though this is now going away from turn-based to action-based, even
so
still,
good, though.
yeah, it does look really good. Let me put it up a little larger here. It looks
God,
phenomenal.
can you imagine now
Yeah.
if it competes with Kingdom Hearts?
No
Oh,
way.
not at
No
all.
way.
Not
it's
at
coming
all.
out in January, so there's no way.
Oh, is it
in hell
January?
that
I thought it was
happens.
February.
Yeah,
something like
and
that.
I feel, I don't know, like, I feel the same way about Kingdom Hearts.
No, I
Like,
know, we all do,
like
I
that
think.
they put out a release date, but Persona 4 had a release date, or Persona 5 had a release date in 2013.
Yes, it
so...
did. I remember that all too well.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
So I don't put any much stock into Kingdom Hearts until I start seeing like actual people with review copies and demos. Like,
Right.
Then we can get to talking about that.
But anyway, I'll read off the quote here. He said, the CEO of Developer Level 5, "We have decided that more development time is required in order to deliver the full Ni no Kuni 2 experience to our fans. I deeply apologize to those who have been looking forward to the game's release." He also wanted to correct something as well. During E3, he said incorrectly that there would be a multiplayer aspect to Ni no Kuni 2.
Right.
He's now coming out and saying that there is online connectivity, there's online content, but there is no true multiplayer within Ni no Kuni 2.
I'm okay with this.
And I'm okay with that too. That's just fine. I mean,
I was kind of looking forward to
Yeah.
it just a little bit.
But like, what would it have been? Like, I don't understand what you would have gotten.
I guess you just have multiple
multiplayer-wise.
people, controlling the
Right.
characters
You'd have,
on screen.
like co-op experience, like what's the like a play along experience, like Mario's trying to do with they've done before with like Galaxy 1 and 2, and they're doing
Right.
with
But did people
Odyssey.
play with that though? Like, I remember trying to
Yeah.
get like someone else to sit by me and just, what do I do? Well, just point the Wiimote at the star bits. Why?
Right.
Because. Okay, I'm helping.
Yeah, I don't know how it would have worked, and I guess it would have been something where like the other player would have to jump in at any time, and they want to
Right.
stick with you throughout the whole entire co-op campaign, and be a part of this story with you. Otherwise, you would have to get this person there every time you're playing Ni no Kuni, this huge 40-hour RPG. Like I'm not sure how co-op makes sense for most JRPGs. It works for MMOs, because that's kind of the whole point. But I'm not somebody that would ever really think like this is a game I want co-op with.
Right,
I don't think I've
exactly.
ever thought that in any JRPG I've ever played. We do have a poll for you guys in the chat though. We were just talking about Kingdom Hearts and if we even believe that's going to come out in 2018. Do you believe this? Do you think that?
Nope.
Well,
thing.
sorry, I'm wrong poll. Another poll. Did you play the first Ni no Kuni game at all? Let's ask that. Yes, and loved it. B, yes, I thought it was all right. C, yes, but I didn't like it. D, no, I wasn't interested. Or E, did you just not have a PS3 at all and couldn't play it?
I'm glad that I'm at least seeing people say didn't like it. I'm seeing more people say they weren't interested than at the beginning, but for the most part, people said they played it and liked it or didn't have a PS3.
Yeah, yeah, it looks like that's the case. I think it's one of the best JRPGs of
I
the
hate that I
PS3
missed it.
Oh, it's
generation.
outstanding. I'm playing playing through it again on PS Now right now, and it's
Oh, I could do that.
lovely. Yeah, just give it
See,
like
it just
an hour.
bothers
or two.
me because I know I have it for free on
Right.
a PS3 if I ever were to get access to one again.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of votes coming in for A and E. Very interesting. If you haven't played it, do you think they'll bring a remaster potentially?
I hope so. But PS4 is kind of finicky. Sony is kind of finicky on bringing remasters to the PS4. They started out with a couple, right? They started
Yeah.
rolling with like The Last of Us and everything,
Definitely
and
slowed
we
down.
haven't seen like a good remaster other than like Crash, where they're trying to move back like way further.
And that's not a remaster. That's a
Right.
full-on remake at that point. Like that's
Yeah,
every
it
asset
is.
of the game remade.
It is. Even the physics engine is different and everything,
Yeah.
for sure. Like, but no, they don't do a lot of remasters lately. It looks like they've been
Yeah, like where's
focusing on new
Infamous, for
content.
instance? Like what the hell's going on there?
Dude,
Right.
why? Like, why? Why?
Yeah, it's a
Why?
conundrum, man. I don't
Like if I
understand.
could get Persona 4 Golden on my PS4, are you kidding me? I'd buy
Persona
it right
4
now.
Golden should be on every
system ever?
yeah, ever. Yeah, exactly. That game just should be played by everybody on
Switch.
every system.
You told me not to play it.
Persona 4 Golden is so damn good.
You told me not to play it.
You don't have good taste in games, so.
That is, I don't know.
You have,
I guess
you have to want to be a high school. Do you want to be a high school student?
no.
Then
Who
go play-
doesn't?
No, because if I want to do that, I'll play Emily as a
As I
Wife.
was just about to say, play Empty as a Way.
That I want to play the sequel.
I do want to play the sequel. I think I might stream
So
the sequel at some
did
point.
you? Okay, I was thinking I was going to stream that for one of my first games.
I mean, if you want to, yeah, you're welcome to. We need to talk about that anyway. I'm still trying to figure out when you're going to start here.
Yeah, especially
Start
now,
streaming.
because we might be switching days around.
Yeah.
So we have to figure that
Still
out.
wondering if we should talk about that tonight.
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
That'll be on a State of the Show.
State of the Show. When are we doing a State of the Show episode?
I don't know.
Just throw things out there. You can't throw things out there like that. You can't do things like this.
I thought I said it the other day.
No, this is new information.
We should probably do a State of the Show.
It's dropping a bomb on me right now. Anyway, why don't we skip the second commercial break here? I feel like we're a little behind. I don't want it to fall too far behind.
Okay.
We're going to go into our first giveaway. Actually, this is our only giveaway of the night. It's a movie giveaway, and it is courtesy of the Nine Fox, a.k.a. Derek.
That's awesome.
He sent this to me. It is for Kingsglaive Final Fantasy 15. Have you
Such
seen
a cool
this?
movie.
Ooh, yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool for what it wanted to be, a sort of prequel to the actual game itself.
Definitely helped with understanding the game.
You kind of needed to watch it to really get everything out of the game, in my opinion.
I like things like this when they come out for games. Another like really great example is like Dead Space, when they did two, actually. I think they did the first Dead Space movie, and then they did Aftermath as well, that kind of fleshed out the game a little more.
Right.
It's fun. It helps deliver the story without like any interruption. You're not worried about like not dying. You're just consuming the media and getting into the universe.
Well, the movie itself too it's a little jarring almost with its pacing and choppiness in a way, just because they're trying to pack so much information and lore and backstory into such a short amount of time. But it was still really cool to where, me myself, I liked it. Dean had watched it, and Dean is not a Final Fantasy person at all. And he was really into it, saying he really enjoyed it, which is great. The animation though on this is just, I'm looking at it again. There was a scene where they were just beautiful. Walking down the corridor, the one hallway, and it looks like that right there from this angle. It just looks real.
The last 45 minutes especially are just ridiculous. It's like Man of Steel on steroids at the very end. Just like so much destruction and mayhem and crazy action for the last 45 minutes. I think some people would probably find it a little too ridiculous, but as like, if you're like an anime fan or anything like that, I think you're gonna look at that and be like, holy shit, this is just so badass right now. Those last 45 minutes. So, hopefully you guys get in on this. It is active right now. Just do !ticket space, the number of tickets you want to buy. We're doing 100 XP tickets, and you can buy 25 of them total if you would like. We had 2 people in on it so far. We'll let you guys keep going with that, and we'll move on to our trailer of the week. Now, I put a link into the outline for you there, Casey, if you want to open it up, and I'll do like a 3, 2, 1 for when we're about to start the video, and you can start it with us so that we can all react to it together, if that sounds cool with you. All right, let me open up our scene here. Where's reaction at? Scene. There it is. And I'm going to zoom in. Let's get us up close and personal.
Too close?
No, I feel pretty good about that.
No, right.
Didn't mean to do that.
Good timing, nonetheless. I missed my bell.
All right, I'm going to introduce this as a segment, just in case we archive this for YouTube.
I haven't watched this yet.
I haven't watched it yet either. That's why I figured it'd be a good time.
I know Whoopi Goldberg's
a YouTube reaction.
No,
you were thinking of a different black woman. All right, let me introduce this. Wait for that stupid thing go away. Thank you, Paper, for the follow. All right. Welcome, Level Uppers, to another live reaction time. We are going to take a look at the first trailer for A Wrinkle in Time, directed by Ava DuVernay.
With Whoopi Goldberg.
Well, not with Whoopi Goldberg, man. What are you doing to me here?
No?
No. Oprah Winfrey's in this, as well as a lot of other great actors. It's got a pretty stellar cast, but none of us have watched this yet, as far as I know. Casey, have you watched this?
Nope.
You got Casey here, of course, Lucy Fox.
Time, huge part of my childhood.
It's been a very long time.
I didn't know that many people that read the books.
It was required reading for a lot of people in elementary school.
It was.
Did you guys read the entire series?
Reading in elementary school.
See, I was that weirdo.
You read all of them?
Yeah, I read all 4.
Okay. Well, let's check out this trailer. I'll give you a 3, 2, 1 for when it starts, Casey. All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
What if we are here for a reason? What if we are a part of something truly divine?
I can tell that's Chris Pine already.
Imagine 91 billion light years traveled like that.
I love Chris Pine as an actor.
Oh, Sweet Dreams. Interesting song
Your
choice.
father has accomplished something extraordinary.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Also dangerous.
Yes.
He's trapped by a darkness that's actively spreading throughout the universe. And the only one who can stop it
Oh wow, Mindy Kaling,
is
right?
you.
Yeah.
Be a warrior.
I'll try.
Costume and set design is pretty cool.
Yeah, the costume work looks really interesting.
Oh wow, didn't expect to see him.
I didn't know
Be tested
any of the casting for this
every
movie,
step of the way.
and this is amazing so far.
Yeah, the world looks amazing. I'm really digging the. Yeah, no, this looks fantastic.
Darling.
Oh, that's
time for
creepy.
dinner. Are you lost?
That's awesome.
Here's Witherspoon's. Yeah.
Wow.
alright.
The only thing faster than light is the darkness.
Okay, I was expecting something cheesier than that with that last line, but actually I'm okay with that. I thought it was gonna be like, is hope or faith or something like that, but it's no, it's darkness. Kind of get like a Kingdom Hearts vibe when you do that kind of stuff, light versus dark. That looked
That's
pretty cool.
pretty
Great
cool.
cast.
And I
Yeah,
just
no,
remembered that I
I'm
don't
into it.
remember nearly as much of the books as I thought I did.
Right, it's been a very long time. I probably read it in, I want to say like 2nd or 3rd grade.
No,
How-
we were in like 4th or 5th, I think.
Really? How about you, Casey? When did you read it?
Oh God, it's been at least 20 years now.
Yeah.
Probably more. Yeah, it's been a while.
I think it does need more Whoopi Goldberg though.
It looks like Chris Pine is trapped in Hotline Bling.
Trapped in Hotline Bling.
That's what it kind of looked like there, didn't it?
The volleyball thing I did not like. That was
creepy.
very- yeah. super creepy.
The bouncing of the balls at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I love
Yeah.
it. That I do remember. That I do like.
Just overall, I mean, Ava DuVernay is pretty well known for the visuals, and a female director. Another one, and I read about this. This is a $100 million plus production, so it's crazy to see.
Nice.
And obviously, Wonder Woman didn't spearhead this because this movie's been in production for a while. But it's cool to see this sudden move towards female directors. Not only just a female director, but a black female director getting a $100 million plus budget. That's great, and a diverse cast too. And I have a feeling that has a lot to do with that as well. Her bringing in a diverse cast. That's great news all around. And it looks really good. I'm really feeling this. I thought the song choice was pretty cool. I'm usually not the biggest fan of taking these like classic songs and getting like a cover of it. It seems to happen too often now. But I felt like "Sweet Dreams" was a good choice for this.
I like that
trailer.
it fits. It fits very well for both the story itself and the audio, the way that they recreated it fit for the trailer. So where it actually worked pretty well, unlike some of the other ones that you dislike.
One thing I did notice, and I don't remember that well, but the children talked like once or twice in that trailer, and the children are really like the main focus though of the book, aren't they?
Right.
That's I think they want to give, because the books itself really, it's not, yes, they're the main characters, right, the three of them, but there's so many different players in the game,
right?
So to get everybody in, to make sure that you could see every single one of them. With the kids, I mean, they're memorable because they were the main parts of the books, but it was the other people in these books that really stood out that you remembered.
Right, yeah.
Oprah's character, Mindy Kaling's character, Chris Pine's character, even Zach Galifianakis' character, who I didn't realize that he was going to be in this, let alone the villain.
Yeah, I honestly have no idea who anybody's going to play.
I think that's what he was supposed to be.
Zach Galifianakis
is
as the villain. Wow, yeah, interesting turn for him. But yeah, I mean, this is just a teaser.
I had to look at it again.
Although the definition of teaser is getting stretched further and further. Like that was
every time.
That was just under 2 minutes. That's almost full trailer at this point.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, a great start. I mean, this film is still, like, God, it looked like you said 2018, right? So it's probably a year away. I would bet it's like a summer release or just before summer. So it looks great considering
it's the middle
still so far
release
away.
for 2018.
Yeah. Well, it said March at the end, right?
March. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Wow, it's early.
Yeah, it said March.
So yeah,
that
they've got
means
time.
Already, it's probably almost done with. It's probably moving into post production in the next like month or so.
Yeah.
And considering that,
finished,
it looks great.
I would say.
Yeah, so definitely going to keep an eye on this one. Thank you to anybody who's watching this video. Make sure to hit that sub button here at youtube.com/TheLevelUpNetwork if you want to see some more of these reactions. If you want to see them live, just come to twitch.tv/TheLevelUpShow and follow us there. Until next time, take care. And as always, don't forget to level up. I like the bang at the end there. Perfect timing. All right, so let me zoom out here. Is that all the way? No. Okay, there we go. All right. That looked cool. I really like the look of it.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. All right, let's get into the mini stories.
Mini.
We cover the smaller stories in a segment we like to call.
Oh wow, already? That was it?
Rapid Fire News Roundup.
Wow, this is a slow news week.
Yeah, I decided since D23 is such a huge part of
true.
this
Dude,
week,
it
you
was
might as well just
so
save
much
that
info.
for really the crux of the story discussion. And that way we have enough time, too. But as for the quick discussion of these smaller news stories, first up, Gran Turismo Sport has a release date. It is coming out on October 18th, much earlier than I was expecting, honestly.
Raise your hand if you care.
I'm not a simulation racer guy, but
I'm not there for you.
it's good that Sony does have a holiday title, a first-party holiday title, because I thought this was coming out in 2018.
Yeah, we talked about this before. Gran Turismo was like the only thing Sony has slated for the holiday.
Yes,
which
but
we thought
when
was
they
weird.
didn't show a release date at
E3.
yeah, at
you thought that
E3, a lot of people were getting concerned about that.
Gotcha. No, this is pretty much the only thing that they have out of their first parties for the holiday. Which
I mean, it's a big one. Let's not act like it's not a big.
well, no, they have Lost
title.
Legacy, I guess. So
Yeah.
it's two.
But I mean, in Europe especially, Gran Turismo does
It's huge,
spectacular,
yeah.
and I mean, God, it does look awesome. Like
Yeah.
visually, it looks stunning.
No, it's a beautiful game.
Yeah.
I
Like,
wonder if
absolutely.
we're ever
Not-
going to
not
get
my
to
thing, but
right. No, and I wonder if we're ever going to get to a point where Gran Turismo kind of regains its title at the top of the throne over Forza.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mm.
Visually,
Sport
I think
is
it's
supposed
looking
to be
like
similar
it.
to Horizon, correct?
No. Sport is simulation racing at its
Simulation,
core.
okay.
Yeah, it's just I think they're taking the focus away from throwing so many cars in there, and instead are focusing on making the cars that are there feel great, sound great, you know, and trying to tighten up all that, because it became a game of which game has more cars.
Right.
For a while there, and that's just not what it should be about. I know that's important. A lot of people want their car in there, but in the end, you want the cars that are there to look great, feel great, sound great, and I think that's what they're focusing on here. So that's good news.
I wonder if it has a 2010 Mercury Milan.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a car guy, so I don't even know what you're talking about when you say that.
That's what I drive.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Next up, What Remains of Edith Finch is coming to Xbox One. We did not know this. It was originally on PS4 and PC. I thought it was a great little title. Very depressing.
a little bit.
Spectacularly depressing. I felt like I needed a moment after that game. A couple moments.
No.
It was crazy.
That came out. That was around the same time as That Dragon Cancer, so it was just like getting to cry for.
Did it come out then?
It was great.
Oh, it came out more recently, I thought.
You know, I'm not sure when it came out. I know that I played it more recently than
I
Dragon Cancer.
thought it came out recently. I still want to play That Dragon Cancer.
It is. Yeah, just be ready.
Oh, I know what I'm going in for. I just want to see. I mean, these people put their lives into this game. So.
Yeah.
What Remains of Edith Finch? I mean, again, it's along the same lines, you know, as far as
A walking
somber
simulator.
mood and everything like that.
Right.
But it's a little different. But anyway,
Well, I highly recommend What Remains of Edith Finch, as long as you go in knowing that this is a game that's mostly a walking simulator that is all about kind of manipulating your emotions. It
have
is
a
about
tub of
death.
ice cream ready.
Right.
Yeah, like it's
Have
at
the
its
hot
core, it's
dog.
about death. And if you don't want to play a game that isn't about really like making you happy or making you feel good, then What Remains of Edith Finch is not the game for you. I remember specifically Dragon Con, after it ended, I didn't even know he was watching me play. He said, "This is not why I play or watch games," and that's like the only thing he said. And then he just left. I was like, "I'm sorry, man. I didn't want to put you in a downer mood. I hope that I didn't." But like, I appreciate
play
that there
different
are
things.
games out there
Right.
like that.
It's art.
Yeah, it's art. It is art, and if
this
you guys
is
are into that,
pushing it. Sorry, I like it. Super Nintendo Chalmers. Just when I thought Xbox One couldn't get more depressing.
Kappa.
That's so good.
And lastly, this is kind of crazy. Oculus Rift plus Oculus Touch, both of them together are at $400
Which
for
is
limited time.
nuts. That's a what, $400 decrease, $500,
It's
$300,
several $100s. Yeah,
Because I know it's what, 200. So it's 600
I
normally.
think it was 700 normally, right?
Well, no, Oculus was at 6.
I think HTC
Oh,
Vive
yeah,
was
yeah.
Vive
at
is
7.
at 8, but the controllers don't come with the Oculus.
Right.
Rift. So the controllers themselves, I think, were at least 100, if not 200.
I think they were 100. Yeah.
So it's a $300 discount, which is
it puts it right
pretty
there with
huge.
PSVR.
That's awesome.
So that's kind of crazy.
Right.
Do we get one now?
No, I don't
Oh.
think so. Not yet. I just don't feel like I'm ready yet. I'm not ready for VR yet.
I think VR is still like on that fringe where it's trying to come in and be this viable gaming experience, and I don't think it's there yet. I think I've definitely had some experiences with VR where I've enjoyed them and thought it's fairly complete, but as far as like big picture, I don't think VR is at the point where it's a buy-in that I want to make.
Well, something that
I
might
agree.
make it more viable is that Oculus is also preparing a $200 wireless version of Oculus Rift for next year.
Now that's pretty cool.
It's not going to need your computer. It's not going to need a console or anything.
Just
It's
a cell phone.
It's all no, I don't think so. I think that it's all built into the headset. If it is another mobile
interesting.
one, then who cares? I don't think that's what they're
No,
talking about here. Like they wouldn't make a
exactly.
big big news story out of something that just you put your phone into. That means nothing.
Right.
This is a true wireless Oculus Rift that doesn't require a computer or console. That's very interesting. We'll have to keep an eye on that one because I think the price point is one of the determining factors right now that is keeping people away.
Right.
Absolutely.
It's keeping us away. I
Yeah.
know.
And my only thing with the wireless would be there's going to be concerns about battery life, like obviously, and that's the huge problem.
And quality,
like a wireless Oculus.
Yeah.
Tempest is very into VR, and he says it again in the chat. VR is awesome. Just get it, Drew.
Yeah. See, we should just get the VR now.
Yeah, just drop $400.
Yeah.
No big deal. It's a
No,
possibility. I just don't think I'm
Right.
quite
No, I
ready
get
yet
it.
for it.
There's not enough. Like there are things, but like it would just after a short time it would just sit there.
Let's see what they do with it with the holiday. Like
Right.
let's see what they PSVR could drop dramatically in price. We
Oh,
don't
if
know yet.
PSVR drops like a decent amount, has a good sale, I'll probably get one.
Yeah. And that is a rapid fire news roundup. Moving on, let's get to the second community focused segment of the show. What's it called, Mike?
On the spot.
Sorry, yeah, that is actually what it's called.
It is. Thank you. I want to be accurate.
Anyway, guys, you can go on our Discord at discord.gg/the-level-up-network. You can submit a hard-hitting question to us for us to answer live on the show, like this person.
Why do you want to see me fail, Drew?
I don't know. I just do. What do you think will be 2017 sleeper hit if it hasn't already come out? Sincerely, the Nine Fox, a.k.a. Derek. Thank you for the question, Derek. Let's start with what has already come out, though. Like, has there been a sleeper hit that we feel like is going to be already the sleeper hit of 2017? Something that surprised us?
Well, I know that there's like a really small title called Destiny coming out.
Yeah, Destiny 2 is going to be interesting, but I don't think that's
it's not going to be. Game of the Year.
John from our chat says Outlast 2. Yeah.
Interesting.
no, absolutely not. That was such a disappointing game.
Did you
Really?
think so? Okay.
Yeah, I played one day. No, not even. Like I think the Outlast 1 was a perfect experience. Outlast 2 was it was a running simulator.
Huh.
You know?
Go
Yeah,
with
there was nothing good. Nier Automata, I think
that's
much
what I was gonna say. Luma brought up Nier
Yeah.
Automata, which is a great choice, and the other one I was gonna say, Rick just brought it up. Neo is the other one that kind of surprised a lot of people, like especially as exclusive titles that weren't really being pushed that hard by Sony and PlayStation. They came out getting 88 to 90 on Metacritic and selling pretty well actually too. So
I'm going to go out there and say Sonic Mania.
okay.
Sonic
Okay,
Mania
alright.
is not getting a lot of attention except for those people that are really actually like into Sonic and have been wanting something. Like I bring up that they're making like a Sonic, or I'll start talking about it and people are like, what are you talking about? I have to show them what I'm talking about still. So that's definitely sleeping. And from the early impressions, the recreations of the original Sonic games are perfect, and the new takes on the same style and direction of those Sonic games are also equally perfect. So I am looking forward to this greatly.
No, it plays really well. It's a good game. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, me too. Splatoon 2,
I would have
huge for Nintendo. Yeah, I could see that.
I would have to say for Nintendo, Mario plus Rabbids is
Mario
gonna
plus
be,
Rabbids was
yeah,
out of
that's gonna be
nowhere.
my call. Either that or Wolfenstein 2 looks like it could be a sleeper hit as
Wolfenstein
well.
2 could definitely be good.
Evil Within 2.
Evil Within 2 definitely could be
Evil
good.
Within 2, because I remember the Evil Within was not a great game.
I actually was
But I came
surprised
away
how
from
much I
that
liked
trailer
it.
Thinking,
Yeah,
did you?
a lot of people on their when they go back to it, like you're not alone. I was talking to somebody else that did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
They said they played maybe for like an hour, 2 hours tops, and then they were like, I can't. And they came back to it, and then they played through the entire thing within like a week.
Yeah.
And they were like, this was great. I don't know why. I stopped
Well,
the first
originally when it
time.
released, it ran really poorly, like 20 frames per second often.
Oh, is that what the issue
On
was?
consoles, and a lot of people had a big problem with that. On PS4 Pro, it ran pretty silky smooth at 30 the whole way through. A few drops here and there, but it definitely was a huge improvement over the base PS4 version of Evil Within. I don't know, something just clicked for me with that game. I actually really enjoyed myself, especially streaming it. It was a fun streaming experience. I look back on fondly, and I'm going to get the Evil Within 2 as a result of it. So I hope it turns out to be good. I'm not sure it's going to be the sleeper hit. I would, even though I haven't played it yet, I would definitely side more on like Nier Automata or Neo right now. I think those are very good choices for sleeper hit of the year. And I can't really think of much else coming out late this year that is under the radar. You know,
Right, that's the thing is like we don't know. It's kind of like predicting what's going to be valuable when you get
Yeah.
older. You don't know because that's what makes them valuable is that no one had it. You know,
I
so-
thought Rhyme had potential to be like a sleeper hit,
yeah.
but it was good. It just wasn't as good as I thought it would be.
Yeah, it was okay. That's again like a game where I thought it lacked a lot of heart. You know?
Exactly, which is the exact
was-
thing it shouldn't have lacked, right?
It was a beautiful game, but there was just no there was nothing that drew me in. There was nothing that like forced me onto these characters. Where I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah, absolutely. Like I'm invested. I'm emotionally invested. Like I just didn't get there.
Hear me out. Call of Duty World War II.
No.
Hold on.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop you
Hold
right
on.
there.
Let me just. There's a lot of people that aren't giving the Call of Duty franchise a lot of credit. Me in particular.
Not with World War II. World War II is pretty unanimously liked right now. If you look at the like-dislike ratio, if you go to GameStop and ask about pre-orders, it is
up there?
way back up in comparison.
See, I haven't
to
been paying
Infinite
attention
Warfare.
to it besides what I saw of it really quickly.
Yeah, no, people are coming back on the Call of Duty bandwagon with this one.
Warm makes a fantastic point, and I didn't think about it. Cuphead too, I think Cuphead has huge potential.
See, that to me, I think is going to fail horribly.
I do too. Yeah.
This has been a game. It's funny because I remember this game. I feel like forever. Like I saw it and it just stuck out to me. I remember the first time seeing it was still back when, you were at your parents' house.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it
no,
was
for
what,
sure.
2013.
It's been a long time.
Like so, it's been forever, and nothing really came of it. And finding out what we did find out, why it was, why it's been taking so long, and all the development issues that it's had, I just have a lot of fear of what this game is going to end up becoming.
My most recent view of Cuphead, and this is not something that I should use as any type of basis for the quality of the game, but it was Conan O'Brien's.
Oh, did he do one?
Yeah, he
Clueless
did one.
Gamer?
Yeah, Clueless Gamer, and he had what's that model on that everybody's crazy about right now? I can't think of her name.
Sofia Vergara?
No, the one that like danced at the basketball game, and everybody, she's got the big lips and the big
Kate Upton?
chest. Yeah, Kate Upton.
Oh, really?
She
I
was
was
doing
just
it too,
guessing.
and she actually did a pretty good job playing it. I have to admit.
Yeah.
Like I was surprised considering how difficult Cuphead's supposed to be, but it looked mindless. Like it was just them tapping the button over and over again to shoot, and then jumping here and there. It didn't look like there was a lot to it. And again, this is not what I should have been looking at to determine the quality of Cuphead, but unfortunately that really lowered my expectations on Cuphead watching that Clueless Gamer segment.
That's pretty disappointing, but
Yeah.
to be expected, I think.
So, but that's the thing though. That's why it could be a sleeper hit, because I think a lot of people are looking down on this game because it was delayed so many times, and maybe it's going to come out and surprise people. That's why it could be a sleeper hit.
Right.
So it is a good choice, actually. All right. Thank you so much to Derek for that question. Once again, guys, go on our Discord, submit those questions, make them hard-hitting, and you might get featured on next Sunday's show. We are going to go to the final commercial break of the night, because when we come back, we got the long topic of the week. We're going to go through all the D23 news. We're going to look at the Star Wars behind the scenes. We're going to look at Kingdom Hearts 3 and all the other amazing things that happened this weekend. Hold on tight. Let's go with Tempest Moriendi. We'll be back in approximately 90 seconds. Welcome back, Level Uppers, to the Level Up Show, episode 178. This is a gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. If you like what we're doing at any point, please hit that heart button here at twitch.tv/the Level Up Show. We'll give you a shout out and turn on notifications so you get alerts whenever we go live. The prize wheel is active as well. We're trying to get those subs back up to 80 so we can hold on to that partner spotlight. So subs, resubs, pledges on Patreon, cheering, tipping, all those will get you a spin. The prize wheel, we're about to do one right now actually for Guitar Freak, who did a big tip, $15 tip. Thank you so much, Ricky. You're the man.
We also have a giveaway to do.
Oh yes, I want to see how many people are actually in on that. Okay, we got up to 3 people instead of 2. Okay, cool. Favorites. This is fun. This is a rapid fire thing for you, Casey. I hope you're able to handle this.
I'm ready.
So we got 10 different favorite categories within gaming, and you got to go with your gut here. No hesitation. You just got to respond. Are you ready for this?
Like Rorschach, just whatever comes to mind, just say it out loud.
Go with it.
Done.
All right. Favorite video game console.
Nintendo 64.
Favorite video game.
Sorry, Super Nintendo. Yeah. Wait a second.
Favorite video game handheld.
Game Boy Advance.
Favorite video game hero.
Mario.
Favorite video game villain.
I'll go with Bowser.
Okay, you got a Mario fan here for sure. Favorite video game soundtrack or score.
Oh, Persona 5.
Very good choice. Favorite video game weapon or gadget.
The cow gun from the South Park game.
Nice.
Yeah.
Favorite video game boss battle.
Oh, the orphan from Bloodborne. Like, absolutely.
Nice. Favorite video game opening that could be like the CGI opening or the first 20 minutes, whatever,
The first Kingdom Hearts, the opening cinematic.
Oh, that's a great choice.
Yeah.
What about your favorite video game ending?
Which one?
Ending. What is your favorite video game ending?
Video game ending. It's Breath of Fire 3.
Okay, interesting choice. And you were quick with that one too.
Yeah, no. That is one of my favorite video games of all time.
You had that one locked and loaded. And lastly, the big one. Favorite video game of all time?
I mean, I said it's either Breath of Fire 3 or Chrono Trigger.
Oh my man, this guy here. I knew I liked you, Casey.
Same level for me.
I knew I liked you, Casey.
That's funny.
Like Chrono Trigger is like top 3 for me. That's one of my favorite games of all time for sure.
Okay. My wife had never seen it. We were watching the Games Done Quick of it, which was excellent. And she had never seen the most iconic part of it, when he splits the mountain in half.
Right.
Amazing.
Yeah, man. That game is the best. I remember when there was that small team trying to remake it, and then Square Enix shut it down. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was called. It was Chrono Trigger. One of
This
those
happened a ton of times.
Like one of those stupid resurrected or one of those kind of words. I can't remember what it was, but it actually looked not too bad.
No, it looked neat.
Resurrection.
It looked neat.
Yeah, but it got shut down like most of them do. We were actually talking about that last week, how it's pretty crazy that 343 Industries is allowing that one team to continue on with their Halo game.
Mm-hmm.
The little fan-made thing
Well,
that they're doing.
I think Nintendo, kind of what they showed with Metroid is they shut down things if they're working on something, I think.
Right.
Like they shut down the fan remake of Metroid 2 because they had it coming already. I think the Chrono Trigger was the same thing because they had the remasters coming out for DS and everything. They were like, whoa, wait a second there, pal.
That makes sense. Yeah, for sure. All right, let's do the giveaway real quick. We got 3 people in there wanting Kingsglaive Final Fantasy 15, and the winner of Kingsglaive is Tempest Moriendi. Congratulations, man. I will send you the code to that after the show today. Hope you enjoy the movie if you haven't seen it yet. All right. And we are now going to get into the big topic of the week, focusing on the D23 Expo. A whole lot of stories to discuss here. We're going to start with gaming, of course. Might as well. Let's talk about Kingdom Hearts 3. We got a new world revealed, and it is Toy Story.
Yeah.
I'm so happy when I saw this.
Yeah, I mean, the crowd went
great.
wild. Have you guys seen the in theater crowd reactions for it?
No, but you can ask Danielle about mine.
Yeah, they loved it.
Because my mouth was apparently open for a whole 5 minutes.
It was just so good too because it took a millisecond. The moment you saw the room and that they were underneath the bed, it was just there. It is. It's Toy Story. Yep. Awesome. And not only that, let's put it up here because. Man, you know how we've always asked, when are games going to look as good as Toy Story? Even though I feel like it has surpassed that for a while now. Yeah. This makes it clear. This looks just like the Pixar movie.
But looking at the combat is perfect, but even more so the sounds. Did you listen to the audio that they're, it sounds like squeaky toys and just, sounds like minor little, it perfectly embodies the essence of Toy Story so well. They are paying it such great respect by doing it in the way that they have.
Casey, do you think there's any chance they actually get Tom Hanks and Tim Allen on board for this?
Oh, I mean, this is a collaboration between Square Enix and Disney. You would have to hope so, at least.
What else are they doing?
The thing is, I think
the bigger thing about this is. This was a question that we had about Kingdom Hearts a couple of years ago when we were talking about them making Kingdom Hearts 3. Is do they start moving into bringing Pixar into the fold as well? Because if so, that's going to make an amazing game. If you can start bringing in some of those things like Toy Story, which was announced, Up, things like that, that would be supremely amazing.
I think it was kind of expected, right? Because they already revealed Big Hero 6, and even though it isn't Pixar, it is Disney Animation Studios. It is one of their CGI properties. So that was the start there. It was if they'll do Big Hero 6, I wonder if they'll do Toy Story. I wonder if they'll do Frozen. And I think Frozen's a given because Frozen is actually huge in Japan. And it just makes sense, right? The ice powers and all, and just the world itself would look beautiful in Kingdom Hearts 3. So I think Frozen
it just sucks because so many people want Frozen, and those people do not have a child under the age of 10.
What do you mean by that?
I am so done with Frozen. I could not care any less that that movie just disappeared off the face of the earth at this point.
Doesn't make it a bad movie, though.
I didn't say it does. I never said anything about being a bad movie. I just don't want anything to do with it anymore ever again. I just want it to stop.
I will say, like, I think Moana is, like, top tier
That
Disney animation studios.
to me is what I want more than anything else.
Oh, Moana is so damn good.
But
Moana's on
universe,
Netflix right now, guys. Everybody should watch Moana.
Instead of having Atlantis, give the water area to Moana. Do it underground with the crab. Can you imagine that crab as a boss battle? You have to hit the gold off of its back.
Also, visually
Oh my
too,
God.
like that would be a really cool area.
Right.
I'd love to see Inside Out. That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Inside, I mean, there's a
would be
lot of them that would be really cool. Inside Out definitely would be really good. But you know what's funny too is, and not that everybody's played it. Again, having that kid that I talked about before. Damn, Danny.
That kid.
No, having Danny and everything, I got into the Disney Infinity stuff, and I was hoping that she would get into it. She kind of did here and there, but the worlds they did in that, they did Inside Out, and Inside Out actually worked pretty well for that. It was kind of cool, and I saw how it could definitely relate pretty well to Kingdom Hearts. But if they're gonna make any steps, this is definitely the greatest first one.
We did have a poll for the people in the chat, and a lot of people already answered it. Will Kingdom Hearts 3 hit that 2018 release date? I think you're a little pessimistic on this, Casey.
Oh, absolutely.
Well,
I don't see this coming out in 2018.
It's gonna be March
If it
19.
does, fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm super excited about it, but I don't know, man. I've been burned by JRPGs before.
Yep. Well, you're not alone, because it looks like the majority of our chat, 37.5%, says that it will be delayed into 2019, and some even think it's going to be late 2019 or 2020 and later. I don't think it'll go that far.
I don't think it's gonna be that bad.
No.
I could see early 2019 happening.
Right. Yeah, I'm thinking March 2019.
Yeah,
that's what I think is more realistic. Like, if they can stick to it, for sure. And again, to in their credit, this is the first time that they've given a solid release year. They've shied away from that from so long, So maybe, but we'll see.
Let me ask you this: when do you think the 7 remake is going to come?
I'd say 2020 at the earliest.
2035.
Yeah, like you think the first episode will be 2020?
I think 2020. Yeah, either 2019 or 2020.
Yeah, I was going to say late 2019. I'm hoping, but yeah, who knows at this point? I'm definitely not holding my breath, but I can't wait.
Not.
But I'm not holding my breath.
But if I was them, like, if you look at in terms of like development cycle and everything, like their new console would be due in like 2019, 2020, right? I think that would be something that you would want on launch to start.
Right, yeah, cross-generational.
Well,
both cross-generational. I think it would be pretty neat to do it that way.
Right.
Yeah, especially. I mean, I think that's a good choice too, because clearly episode 2 will have to be on next generation, and I think they should get started on trying to make it cohesive graphically. Like, I would hate for episode 1 to look dramatically different from episode 2 and 3.
And that was why I kind of thought, like, that's not coming anytime soon. At least not in the PS4's lifetime.
Right.
Like,
yeah, we'll see.
It's not going to be.
I mean, Pachter said that the PS5 is going to be backwards compatible, so.
Yeah, he did say that, which means the opposite will happen, right? But anyway, moving on. Very cool that we got a very short glimpse at more Spider-Man footage. It was a part of the behind-the-scenes.
His speed.
They did. They definitely increased his speed.
Which is interesting to me. I didn't think that was something that they would want to do.
They're listening to the fans, I guess?
Right. They absolutely are, which is great, but...
Were you going to say something there, Casey? I thought I heard you.
No. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I feel conflicted about this game. I know that a lot of people are like excited about the Spider-Man game. I just know that I've also played a lot of not great Spider-Man games.
Of course, yeah.
But let me ask you this: have you ever played a bad Insomniac game?
I played Insomniac games where I wasn't completely enveloped by the experience.
Please explain.
The infamous what was it, the first light or whatever it was? What was it called?
Yeah, the expansion, First Light.
Yeah. It was just kind of the girl that had like the purple electricity and everything like that. Just like, well, this is a game that exists. It's just trying to like capitalize off of Infamous. That's cool.
They've had a few stinkers. What was the one too that was?
Sunset Overdrive was underwhelming for me as well.
Okay. The other one I'm thinking of, I think it was Fuse. Was it Fuse? Or they changed the name and they changed the characters,
Fuse.
The way they looked.
Yeah, I remember we saw it as one thing and it ended up becoming this like 4-person.
Yeah.
That
was a real stinker.
Yeah, that was bad. Okay. Mm-hmm. That would have been a great answer. I actually
that's
disagree
true too. I didn't even think of that. Derek's right. That's Sucker Punch. That's not That's not Insomniac.
Oh, yeah, okay.
With Infamous. Sucker Punch is Infamous. Insomniac is Ratchet and Clank. And
Oh yeah, you're right.
yeah,
Guys.
it's easy to sometimes get those two mixed up.
In that case, there's some Ratchet and Clank games I'd like to talk to you about.
Yeah, that's true. There are some Ratchet and Clank games that aren't the
okay,
best.
core Ratchet and Clank, not hey, we're going to just be
Okay.
Yeah, they definitely
Yeah.
milked that franchise and
little bit.
ruined it
Yeah.
a little bit, but they did bring it back in a big way with the reboot on
All for
PS4.
one,
That's
one for
a
all.
great reboot.
Yeah.
Other thing that we saw here that was new in this video was a first glimpse concept art wise at the bedroom for Peter Parker, and also at him fighting Kingpin, which the creative director said will happen in the game. You will fight Kingpin and a lot of other villains. He said that there's so many villains in this game, so that's exciting to hear because Mr. Negative's cool and all, but I think a lot of people are hoping to face some more well-known
Traditional
villains.
Is Mr. Negative cool and all? Because you don't know anything about him.
He looks cool.
Oh,
I mean, based on the concept.
looks don't mean everything.
Mr.
Andrew.
Lee, the guy, he has an alter ego that he doesn't even know about. It's a cool concept. I like the idea of it all. I don't know him
I get what you're saying.
from.
Just busting balls.
Yeah, I don't know him from the comics. You're right,
Right.
there. I'm just basing it off of what I saw from there. All right, let's pause this because we're gonna actually watch the trailer, the behind-the-scenes look at Star Wars behind the scenes. Did you want to watch this with us, Casey? I got the link there in the chat for you, or in the outline.
I did not watch this yet.
Oh, really?
No.
I watched the first 45 seconds, and then I decided I wanted to watch this live because it looks awesome, and it tugged at the emotional heartstrings for sure. All right, I'll do a sort of 3, 2, 1 for you again here, Casey, so that you can match it up with us. Actually, let's just turn this into a reaction once again. I'm gonna zoom in just in case we decide to put this on YouTube.
Money.
Never know. Some people like to see these things. All right. Welcome, Level Uppers, to another live reaction time. The Star Wars behind the scenes for The Last Jedi released. It's true, that is music from Star Wars. We got Casey, aka Lucid Fox, on the line here. Welcome, Casey. We're going to check out this trailer right now. I'm going to do a 3, 2, 1 for you here, Casey. Hopefully in just a moment. I gotta wait for it to start. Stop it, Mike. All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Everybody stop. 3, 2, 1.
Action.
Episode 8. Gosh. The first film didn't even have a number.
It's true.
I love the set design and the model work that they do. It's so easy, especially now, to transfer everything into CGI, and it's so refreshing to see them creating this universe.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff that happens, people are going to be like, "Oh my god."
Oh my god.
Even though I think I know it all, they throw things at me story-wise I never could have imagined.
Man, he's looking like Darth Vader in this one.
Knows that it's the second in a trilogy. It feels like its own thing.
Oh, they're definitely tugging at the heartstrings with Leia here, man.
Star Wars is so cool
Absolutely.
because there's all these creatures
Oh man.
and all these amazing visual effects. But all the characters are also so complex.
Ryan needs to work on his Wookiee sounds.
That Chewbacca, though.
Ridiculous. New director can't even just learn a Wookiee sound.
It feels like the storylines are becoming more established. We're really getting to know these new characters.
This is
also
just way
with
too
the
epic.
characters that we know and love. We're seeing their lives change.
Everything's being shifted in the opposite way.
Creatures
to
look
what the
so
audience
good.
expected after 7.
Yeah, they do. Their creature work is
Ryan's made
amazing.
Star Wars fresh and new.
There you go.
Nice. Dear Mark Hamill, why are you the best person that exists?
Oh man, fighting 3 people there. Oh my god, creatures look so good.
It'll be a little shocking, but I'm hoping it'll feel real and honest.
It's our most ancient story of good against evil, told in the most fascinating way. But it has a real spiritual depth to it.
It's about family, and that's what's so powerful about it.
Oh.
Wow. No, that's amazing. That is amazing. Oh my god, that I felt that, man. Those behind the scenes, sometimes I enjoy them more than the trailers themselves.
Yep,
I feel.
No, for sure.
I feel like they need to start doing that more often.
Yeah.
Like if I saw that looping on TV, you know, over and over again in a TV show, I wouldn't give a shit. I probably wouldn't change the channel anymore because I wouldn't have to worry about seeing things in the movie that I don't want to see.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely didn't give
Do
too
that
much
more
away,
often.
but like seeing once again, they did this with Force Awakens too, but the creature effects in this one, I think especially look even better. Like I don't know, like that one little seal-looking creature at the end, the way it looks up at the camera and the eyes blink. I was like, holy shit! Like that's practical effects. That looked amazing. And just on top of that, Rian Johnson, I'm a fan of him to begin with. I like his work on Brick and Looper, and even in Breaking Bad. I think he has the best episode of Breaking Bad, Ozymandias. And now, God, to have him a part of Star Wars, I think this is going to be so good.
It's gonna be a good Christmas.
I think this is going to be better than Force Awakens, personally.
I absolutely agree. I have nothing. I like Force Awakens. I hate that they get so much hate. But I mean, I understand the gripes that some people do have with it. That said, there's something in this. There's something charming about this already that I can tell is going to be outstanding.
It's so clearly going for like the Empire Strikes Back feel of the trilogy. It's changed in tone dramatically, and I think that was going to happen no matter what with Rian Johnson being on board. But I would imagine too, from a script standpoint and everything, it's going to be a darker tale, and I would hope actually that it's going to end with something terrible happening, you know, and not being rectified, and leading into the final episode after that. And God, knowing that Carrie Fisher is gone now, you have to wonder if it's going to be something along those lines. I don't know what they're doing. You know, we don't know how they're going to handle that whole situation. Do you have any like theories on it, Casey?
You can theorize about that, but you know, Snoke still exists, and the Admiral, like, I mean, you can still like CGI those people in, obviously, and the point where they have the CGI technology is, I could not tell the difference between you know, the Admiral and him being like regular or CGI, you know. So I think they have enough scenes with Carrie Fisher where they can push her in there. I don't know if that's gonna tell anything for the actual like movie.
Right.
Unless it was all a big red herring and she actually did die at the end of this movie. They just didn't want to give it away.
That's a possibility. Yeah, you never know. Like they said that she was going to be in the final episode in the trilogy, but they can lie about that kind of stuff. I don't know.
Right.
And yeah, the other question is if how they want to respect her legacy. If they want to do CGI, they said that they didn't. But you know, that can change. They already had her as CGI in Rogue One. That was with her permission, of course. But I don't know.
It depends on like if they talk with her estate later, and then maybe like minds change, like things change. Who knows?
Yeah, I think
they've already done
for me personally, and we brought this up on the show before, but I'll say it again. I think it's a disrespect to the character to not give her closure and an actual like on-screen death. And I think that Carrie Fisher herself would be more upset with that than them doing CGI to give the character the right send-off. That doesn't mean that they're going to make that assumption. I'm just saying that is my assumption. Like I think that Carrie Fisher would want them to do whatever necessary to give Leia the right ending. And I hope that they don't compromise that, because I think it would be really sucky to have the scroll on episode 9 happen and just be like, Leia Skywalker is dead. Like, that would suck, in my opinion. I think that would be one of the worst things they could possibly do. But that's one guy's opinion. You know?
I agree with you.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you to everybody for watching this reaction time. If you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button here at youtube.com/levelupnetwork. And if you want to see these live, go to twitch.tv/thelevelupshow and follow us there. Again, thank you for watching. Until next time, take care. And as always, don't forget to level up.
May the force be with you.
Where's the mic bang? Casey, come on.
There you go.
There you go. Nice. All right. Let's get back into the other stories here. That really does look good, man. Oh, great.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
All right, moving on to all of the other movie stuff that happened. So much. First off, a very controversial story today. We got the cast for Aladdin.
I like him.
First up, Mina Massoud, I want to say. I could be pronouncing his name wrong here, but he has been cast as Aladdin. That is not the controversial pick. A lot of people are very happy with him because he's Arab. That's what people wanted. The not so fortunate choice, and I kind of feel bad for the actress because of all the backlash, but Naomi Scott has been casted as Jasmine, and she is British but of Indian descent. She's half Indian, as far as I know. Like, what's your take on this, Casey? I know it's kind of a delicate subject, but
I mean, the debate always, like, I don't know, it always rages around race casting and everything like that. Like, I think they're gonna like, when it comes down to it, they're gonna cast who they think is gonna be like the best fit for their movie. Right, but and that's not always going to mesh with how like fans react and how like critics react.
But like, she doesn't even look like Jasmine at all.
See, I disagree. I think facially, I think she does look like Jasmine. Coloring wise, maybe not, but I have seen images of her where she is tan, and I guess her ethnicity comes out when she gets tan, and she actually looks pretty dark. But
that's not even it. Like, I mean, like, even facial wise is what I'm saying. Like, she does. There's just something about her that just didn't click. Once I heard it, once I looked into it, and I agree with you, Rick. I'll get to that point, but like, I just don't see it. I don't agree. I said right away I don't agree.
But honestly, that's not what matters anyway. Anybody who's upset right now is not upset because she doesn't look like Jasmine. They're upset because she's not Arab. It's as simple as that.
Right.
Absolutely. This was like the one chance, probably in the next 20 years, for a huge blockbuster movie to star an Arab woman. What's really crazy, at one point, the rumors were saying that they were having trouble finding like an Indian or a Middle Eastern person that can sing and dance. I was like, have you heard of Bollywood? Like, what the hell are you talking about?
Know this exists?
Like, for sure. That's just crazy to me that who knows if those rumors were true, because the fact that they have made this casting decision mere days after all those rumors came out, it might have just been all bullshit at this point. Who knows if any of that was true. I like her. I
do like her.
I think for me, I agree with you that in the end, I don't think this was like them not choosing an Arab woman because it would not be good for dollar signs. I think the fact that they cast Mina Massoud as Aladdin shows they were willing to go with an Arab guy, but it was because he was the right guy. And I think they went with Naomi Scott because she had the chemistry with Mina. They said it was very important that the chemistry is there, and obviously it is. And I think they chose the woman who had Indian, like ethnicity, even though it's half, they could be like, oh, she's half Indian, come on now.
See, I think that's a little obnoxious.
And it's like, and we went Arab with Aladdin, come on now. They were trying to like give themselves an out, I feel, and they chose her because she was the right pick from
I dislike
that
progression for progression's sake, but there's absolutely no reason. I agree with you 100%. On that, they couldn't find one actress.
Oh, I'm not saying that.
Like, that's absolutely bullshit, and I feel like I feel like there was multiple parts to it. Yes, I get the chemistry and everything like that, but again, there's definitely I cannot imagine for all the people that would have come out for the role of Jasmine. It's obnoxious to me.
What I wonder about is they had this enormous casting call. I've looked at the poster for the casting call. If this was so important, why didn't they just put front and center on the casting call, you have to be Middle Eastern? Like,
right.
Why did they not make that clear from the beginning?
They put on other ones, you have to be white.
Yeah, right.
So
that's not uncommon. Like, race is something that is listed on casting calls.
Right.
So, why not?
I don't know. But just as egregious to me, Will Smith.
Yeah, we got to talk about that.
Get the fuck out of here.
But I mean, but okay. Like, think about this in your heart of hearts.
I'm listening.
Does anyone make sense in that role? Is there
anyone
you would cast for Robin Williams?
You have a point, and I will 100% agree with you. And we've talked about this, I think, on the show.
We have,
to where I don't know who we would have been okay with.
Right.
That said, really, like.
Right.
Hitch.
I know.
You're choosing the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air as Robin Williams' replacement.
Once again, in the defense of his casting, on Broadway, the genie is a black comedian-type character, and very similar to Will Smith.
About race at all.
Well, let me continue. Hold on a sec. The smartest thing for them to probably do is separate this genie as far from Robin Williams as humanly possible.
So make me want to watch it.
To emulate Robin Williams would just make people make the comparison, and there's no redoing Robin Williams. There's no matching Robin Williams. That is a once in a lifetime person. That guy is not going to happen again, unfortunately.
So why don't they just get Michael Caine to do it?
Well, because Will Smith has the star power. He does sing. I think that they went
Michael Caine has sung in quite a few.
You're probably right there. Michael Caine probably has sung. You're probably right there. But honestly, I think I think partially it is because he's black. I think we got a black genie on Broadway, and people love him. I saw Broadway Aladdin. He was great.
If they want to go that route, you are telling me that Will Smith, and as goofy as it sounds, is a better choice than Wayne Brady? And you're telling me that Wayne Brady didn't bother trying to go for this?
I thought you were going to go with Shaq, but
No,
well, yeah,
because we've already made those jokes. We've had this conversation for the whole weekend with all of us. That said, seriously, you're going to tell me, out of everybody they could have picked, Will Smith, they were like, hey, who's doing really well with Deadshot this year? Let's make that guy our genie.
God. That's the strangest thing, because you think of these larger character actors, and most movies will pull in people for recognition's sake, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Why would you pull in Will Smith that has bombed at the box office for the last 5 or 6 years? Ever since Pursuit of Happiness, I think was his last real epic movie.
Big one. Yeah, everything else has been okay or worse.
We've had After Earth and Deadshot.
Yep. No, you're right.
I get it. You don't want to copy Robin Williams, and you're not going to replace him, and people are going to complain. But that said, there are so many options, and Will Smith was not on that list for me in any way, shape, or form. And I don't understand. I'm willing to give this a shot because I didn't like what's his name being cast as Gaston. I thought he was too scrawny of a guy for Gaston, at least. You know, he's not a small guy, but for Gaston was supposed to be this big hulking, rock-sized gentleman. And he wasn't. So, and he wasn't terrible. I still didn't like it as much. I'm going to give him a shot with. I mean, it's going to be one of those things. I mean, it doesn't matter if I care or not. It's to me though, I'm going to give it a chance. But that said, this better fucking blow me away, because right now I'm pissed. And this was my, Lion King and Aladdin were my two movies. That was it.
We're going to talk about Lion King in a moment. But one thing I do want to hear, and I know you can do this for us, Casey.
Mm-hmm.
Derek wants Christopher Walken as the genie.
Walken?
Do a Walken genie for us, man. Can you do it?
Do a
Christopher Walken genie.
Mr. Aladdin, sir. What would your pleasure be?
Aladdin, sir. Tell me how you came to this cave of wonders. How'd you find your way in here? How'd you come through all the tricks and the traps?
I'm okay with it.
I like this.
I think we want Christopher Walken.
Better than Will Smith.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Well, anyway, going to Lion King, let's talk a little bit about a few stories. Wait for the echo to go away. All right, so first up, ooh, real bad echo right now. Okay, it went away. All right, it went away. All right, so I put the Circle of Life in the background here because behind closed doors, they did show the opening to The Lion King. It is the Circle of Life, and supposedly it is freaking amazing.
Immaculate.
Immaculate. It's the best thing you've ever seen in your life. And I was a little concerned, there's always a chance, right, that they were going to do the opening differently. It was unlikely, right? It was always unlikely, but I was like, oh man, what if they change the opening? What if they don't start with the sun rising and Circle of Life?
From what I hear, it's shot for shot remake.
Exactly.
Which would be fantastic.
It is, yeah. I heard the CGI on all the animals, specifically when Simba sneezes, when Rafiki drops the...
And his whole body quivers.
And his whole body kind of shakes. I heard it just all looks so immaculate. I cannot wait. I hope that they eventually show off that opening scene on YouTube or whatever. But in other casting news on Lion King...
I didn't realize this first one.
We got two. First up...
I like both of these.
John Oliver is playing Zazu.
I forgot. I missed this. And I was trying to figure out who... Because I was talking to Danielle about it, because she didn't keep up with any of the D23 stuff. So we were talking about all this stuff. I was like, man, I wonder who's going to play Zazu. And she's like, oh, it's John Oliver. I had no idea. And that is so perfect for me.
It's a good choice.
Oh, absolutely.
I was racking my brain trying to figure it out. Couldn't think of one person. And the moment she said it, I'm like, nope, that fits. I'm good with this.
And the other one, also very interesting. I wanted Jeremy Irons back as Scar, but this is a good replacement. Hugh Jackman is going to be playing Scar in the Lion King live action. I guess do we even want to call it live action at this point? It's going to be all CGI.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of CGI.
But
Hugh Jackman's great. He's good with claws. He's been working with those for over 10 years now.
I like that.
He's done.
Good point.
Like he is a great character actor. He can put himself into anything. So we're okay with this. I like the voice of the guy from Game of Thrones earlier tonight. That would have been a good Scar voice.
Yeah, who was that?
I don't remember what his name is, but that was really oddly. It was just like out of nowhere. It just hit me. I'm like, this is a good voice. But I think Hugh Jackman's gonna kill it pretty well. The cast in general is great. I'm very excited to hear how Timon and Pumbaa come out.
Yeah, do they say
Seth Rogen and what's the other guy's name? The guy from Parks and Rec, and he has his own show on Hulu.
I don't know his name, but yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah, they did announce to me.
I think he's fine. I actually am worried about Seth Rogen more.
Okay, I think it fits personally.
I can see that.
Yeah, but overall, oh my god, just I think this is going to be like a $2.5 billion movie.
Yeah, I can see it. I'll probably see it more than once in the theaters, which is going to be the first time I do that in a while.
Yeah, oh god, 100% I'm seeing this in theaters. No doubt in my mind.
No, I said more than once.
Absolutely.
Oh, more than once. Okay, yeah, I get what you're saying.
More than once.
I will see it opening day and then go again with Danny.
Yeah,
there you go.
Got to go with your daughter, right? Yeah, this is the first movie I want my daughter to see in theaters. It's the right timing. She should be like 2.5 years old when this comes out. So that's perfect timing. I think this is going to be like the right first movie for her. Moving on to some other movie news. Wreck-It Ralph 2 had a little teaser that once again they did not show online, but I like what they're doing here as far as like the meta of it all. There was a quote that I read, I think it was on Polygon, but it said the sequence shown starts with Vanellope wanting to mess with the Disney princesses. All of the Disney princesses are in this movie, including Moana. Described as those perfect models of femininity, and who appear to be having a slumber party, but soon finding them far rougher than she expected. The whole point of the scene is that Vanellope learns that Disney princesses are actually as messed up as she is, and they accept her as a princess herself, and Vanellope also gets a costume change by the end of the scene. I think that's cool, just to kind of shine a spotlight on the problems of the Disney princesses, you know, the tropes, and just, you know,
everything's perfect and no one needs a mother.
Poke fun at it. You know, Enchanted kind of did it too, way back with Amy Adams, but I'm really excited to see that scene in particular. I wasn't the biggest fan of the first movie, though, to be honest.
I liked it a lot.
I thought it was fine.
I thought it was fine?
I thought it was fine. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you, Casey. It was okay.
Yeah.
I like the nods that I tried to make, but it just felt like it was, I've seen it before at the the second half. I feel like I was like, all right, I've seen this before.
That was like the start of the Disney Animation Studios renaissance, because after that came like Big Hero 6 and did Tangled come after that, or Tangled?
Tangled was first, and then
okay, because Tangled I thought was excellent. I really like Tangled a lot, but
yeah,
they're on a roll now. Yeah.
Also, I really liked Alan Tudyk in the first Wreck-It Ralph. Like, it was great. I thought his character was beautiful, but again, yeah, a little tired towards the second half for sure.
Let's skip over this video, because after that we have the Incredibles. Oh man, how big a fan are you of the Incredibles, Casey?
Dude, I've been waiting for this movie for years.
Which is why I think some people are upset, right? That we've waited so long and they're not putting any type of time difference between the first movie and the second movie.
When I told the wife the day that it was announced, I was like, "Hey, Incredibles is coming out." She was like, "Fantastic! When are we gonna go watch it?" I was like, "No, it's gonna come out in 2019." She was like, "Why would you even tell me
that?" Not even just that. I actually meant, like, from a story perspective, this one starts immediately following the first movie. I wonder if it's just going to start with the whole Mole Man thing that happened at the end of The Incredibles. A lot of people were hoping, since we've had this long time since the first movie, why aren't we seeing Dash and Violet and Jack grown up? Why are we still with them being little kids?
Okay, yeah.
You have to give the creator credit and let him make the story he wants to make.
Right, and it is Brad Bird, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I trust Brad Bird. But I will admit, I would have liked to have seen Jack grown up and seen the powers that developed.
If they had jumped ahead like 3 years?
Yeah, even at the least, right? Yeah. But well, maybe the movie jumps around, though. We have to wait and see. All we know right now is that the primary focus is Elastigirl, actually.
Yes. And also back to Brad, I almost always trust Brad Bird.
Yeah,
Brad Bird has also made Tomorrowland.
That's the one thing I was going to say.
But you know what, though? That's very hit and miss. There are people that absolutely love Tomorrowland. So it depends. No, there are people that will.
It did review pretty poorly though.
No, I get that, but again, it has its like a very big cult following.
When you look at his track record,
the world building in it is beautiful. Like the entire set design is stunning.
Yeah, it's just when you look at his track record, right? I mean, he started off with Iron Giant, and then he went to Incredibles, and he went to Ratatouille, and then he went to Mission Impossible, which was great. Like the guy is awesome.
He has made excellent movies for sure.
That is his one like outlier, I guess you could say. This is also really cool. Let me put this up real quick. The artwork they showed off at D23 Expo.
Love it.
Freaking awesome.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what Jack does in this movie.
Everything.
Everything.
Right. All the powers.
He's Professor X. He just reads everybody's mind.
Next up, this is kind of a cool story, I thought. Star Wars Land, obviously still coming to Disney World and Disneyland. Got some first concept images here I'll put up on the big screen of Star Wars Land. The one that really stood out at me, though, as being exciting is the idea of this Star Wars hotel that's in development. Have you guys heard about this?
Yes.
Supposedly, like, it is all in. Like, when you go there, you change costume. It's like Westworld, where like you like become the characters. You have a view of space in every single room in the hotel. It's like it's all in. Like, this is like you're living Star Wars.
So we're doing this, right?
Supposedly it's very expensive.
The very first level up meetup.
That's fine.
How much would you be willing to spend per night, Casey?
I don't think money is an issue at that point. I'm going for the experience.
Yeah, you're in.
Yeah, I'll pay what it is.
I would say it's probably going to be what, about $700 a night.
I think it's like it's over 500. I know that.
So I would go for 2 nights.
Okay.
To get the experience, because you go for one night, it's just like, oh, that was a cool one-off thing, and then you come back to it the next day, you're like, oh my god, no, this happens again, you know. So that, like, you would need at least 2 nights, and I think I would say 1,400 would be okay. Danielle could do whatever the fuck she wants, but I'm gonna
Jesus. Real quick, I'm going to put us in subscriber-only chat, everybody. We do that for the last part of the show here. If you guys want to be a part of the chat still, all you got to do is hit that sub button here at twitch.tv/TheLevelUpShow, like the other 75 people that are part of it. All right.
This next one sounded really interesting.
I was hoping to get to the images, though. Where are they? I do have them at the very end. I just wanted to show those last couple images of the hotel concept art. Where are they? Jesus, there we go.
So much Star Wars.
There was a lot of concept art. Here we go. Let me put up big screen. Is it there? Yeah, it's big screen. That, like, come on, like, if that's real deal there, if they can make that a reality, oh my god. There's one other room too, I think. Yeah, here's the room, and you can see, like, there's the shot of space. Like, every room is going to supposedly have a shot of space like that. We'll admit the bed doesn't look too comfy.
No, I'm glad you said that, because I'm like, that thing must be really comfortable for some weird reason. Otherwise, I'm not going.
Not too fond of the beds there. Let's be honest.
Not for $700 a night.
And last one here, looks like the bar. In the lobby area.
So, I mean, we're going.
Oh my god.
Right?
I maybe? I don't know. If I could convince Kristen, maybe. How long away is this, though? I mean, it's got to be so far away.
No, this is 2020 at least.
Yeah, it's far. It's very far. But either way, it's something to be excited about. And after that, as you were saying, new Pixar film really cool. Revealed. No title on this Pixar film that was revealed in development. It seems to be somewhat inspired by Zootopia, taking all these fantasy characters or animals and putting them in like a suburban setting. A lot of people are comparing it to Flintstones meets like Zootopia, because it's even higher fantasy than that, though, by bringing in trolls and elves and ogres and all these different things.
Well, I think they said that humans created, like, the tech that they use and something happens to them.
It did say there's no humans in this world at all.
Right.
It is all fantasy creatures, even unicorns.
Continuing, like, Pixar's complete post-apocalyptic, like, feel.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, this is what the world is after humans are gone.
It says here, unicorns are included. Magic. One image shown, but as annoying trash-eating pests like raccoons or possums.
Yep, they're basically trash pandas.
In this universe, people made machines that could do everything magic could do, but easier. And so these trolls and elves and centaurs have phones, cars, fast food chains, and washing machine salesmen. What's really cool about it to me, though, is the plot. I'm trying to remember the director. His name is Scanlon. And he started out as an intern, which I thought was really cool. He's an intern at Pixar, and he's climbed up to create his own Pixar film and also to write the story for it. Plot-wise, the movie was inspired by Scanlon's own childhood, in which he and his brother grew up never knowing their father, who died when Scanlon was only a year old. The director said that he's always been captivated by the question of who my father was and how I'm like him. His film will follow 2 brothers who go on a quest to find a way to spend a day with their long-lost dead father. pretty deep,
pretty intense,
kind of a somber storyline there, but it's something that could be
very
emotionally compelling. Yeah,
I mean, we're gonna get a very up beginning,
maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
Look, this is a happy movie. See.
Right.
And he's dead.
Yeah.
I saw that movie at midnight, and it was all adults, and there wasn't a
you?
dry eye in a theater.
Oh no, absolutely.
I think you were. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think we went to UA, right? It was
Yep.
just a bunch of us.
It was so weird to see the movie at midnight with like no children and everybody crying. It was so bizarre, but like you couldn't help yourself. That opening is just such a tearjerker. And the last story, let's end off with some comic book news. Avengers Infinity War. Something.
Oh my.
Once again, we're not going to see. They're not showing it to the public, unfortunately.
No, of course.
But guys, it's fucking happening.
Maybe at Comic-Con. Slash Film did write up a description on the trailer, though. We're going to read it off here. The footage began with the Guardians of the Galaxy and their new ship, flying through space. When someone lands right on their hood, it's Thor, sporting the shorter haircut seen in the trailer for Thor Ragnarok. He's unconscious, and they wake him up. Who the hell are you guys? The God of Thunder asks. He then adds, something's very wrong. There are shots of dead people in the streets. Loki holding the cosmic cube from the first Avengers. Peter Parker on a school bus. Star-Lord, Gamora. Everyone has we're screwed looks on their faces. Then Thanos shows up. We see Spider-Man in his new suit, the one that you see at the end of the new Spider-Man film. He's standing on a huge circular object. We see Captain America sporting a beard. That's exciting. I want to see that. Thanos clutching Thor's head in his hand. Thanos punching Iron Man. And then a shot of Thanos holding a gauntlet that will prove familiar to comic book fans. Cue the logo.
Now, there's a couple things that they left out, and I like that because I read a few different descriptions.
Yeah, go ahead.
One of the things I think you'll like that a lot of people had an issue with is Spider-Sense. It sounds like it is actually
coming
in
back
the universe because in the bus shot, his hair starts to stand on end. Like he senses that there's something wrong. So that was a kind of a cool little nod. The Hulk Buster armor is being used by somebody, but the entire world is being invaded all at the same time, and everybody is fighting off the invasion in their own little way with whoever they're there with.
Yeah.
Bucky is actually fighting in Wakanda alongside Black Panther.
Oh yeah.
Couple things like that. Like there's a lot of detail that one left out that other people picked up that they left out that other people picked up.
So, all of the trailer descriptions are a little different.
Right. So definitely go and read a few of them. But I mean, guys, the comic book event movie that we've been waiting for, like fuck Avengers 1, absolutely fuck Avengers 2, like this is it. Like it is.
I think this is going to be a total cluster F, in all honesty. I think it's going to be enjoyable, but I don't know how you make this many characters work in a film and have it feel cohesive. I'd be very impressed if they nail it.
Get out.
Well, it's going to be a two-part film.
It is.
My favorite part from the trailer description, by the way, or the preview description, was when they talked about Thanos grabbing a moon. So
yeah,
see that
he sums up all of his power, and like whatever planet they're all fighting him on, he just grabs a close by moon and just throws it at them.
I need that in my
wait,
life.
like what? How does that even work?
Did you read the?
I didn't read that one. See, like
no, did you read the Infinity War?
Like the actual comic book?
Yeah, the Infinity
No.
Okay.
No.
I would.
I know Thanos is that powerful, but I didn't think that they would bring that to the films because that opens up a whole can of worms, right? Like bringing like that type of power to the film series, it then just calls into question like how do you beat this guy if he's this powerful? If he truly is a god that can punch holes in planets,
but like, he's coming after the final Infinity Gem, which is Vision.
Right, I know. Yeah,
you know, so he has to destroy everybody in his way without destroying Vision himself. Otherwise, he's not going to be able to get it easily.
Yeah.
You know, so it's far easier for him to take it, you know, go the slow, methodical way. He did say a line. He said, normally I don't... It's something along the lines of, like, normally I don't take pleasure in conquest, but, you know, or something along those lines, but he's, like, enjoying what he's doing right then and there, I guess because they're putting up such a fight. Like, I think he's enjoying, you know, what they're putting him through, like, the gauntlet that they're putting him through, you know, to get to it. Other stuff that was talked about was the group, the children of Thanos, or whatever I can't remember what the group is called, but there's 4 of them. Each one serves a different purpose. There's the Maw, there's the, I can't remember what the couple's name is, and then there's the dwarf, which is this big, huge hulking guy, and each one is, you know, a different powerful villain that's going to stand in their way. There's so much.
Yeah, I mean,
so much going on.
As far as spectacle goes, it's going to be freaking insane.
Mm-hmm.
Insane.
Absolutely.
But I'm just coming off of personally, I enjoy the comic book films that are focused on a singular character and a singular story, and telling that story as best as possible. It's the team ups are the ones that I find myself liking the least.
Lost in, yeah.
Yeah, it's too much. Like a great example is Age of Ultron. I thought that was okay at best. It was
very busy, yeah.
It was just too busy.
Even,
and God,
even
that
Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I thought it was a fantastic film. But it gets lost in trying to juggle like so many plots at one time and flitting between so many characters they've started to build up, you know.
And there's literally going to be like, what did they say, like 75 heroes in this film,
something like that. And it makes it kind of leads into my thing is we're still trying to figure out if they're going to bring in the Netflix universe.
I really don't think they're going to.
Right.
They did say they're part of the same universe.
I did hear that.
Everybody is in. So I'm 50-50 on it. If we see, and I said this because I was talking with Rick about it. The Black Order is what that group's called. Thank you, Rick.
Right.
But I think if we see the Defenders at all, it's going to be like they're fighting something. They're going to be one of those. You're going to see clips of everybody fighting this invasion that's coming in that Thanos is bringing with him.
Yeah. And
I think that's where we're going to see the Defenders, is that they're going to be defending Harlem. Or Hell's Kitchen, I should say. They're just going to be fighting this invasion that's coming in. You're not going to see like an introduction like, oh, hey, Iron Man, I'm Daredevil. Like, that's not going to happen at all.
Right.
They're not going to talk. It's just going to be clips of them. It's going to kind of be an Easter egg for people that do watch, like, that you're going to know who they are.
Also remember in the comic, because this is two parts, remember in the comic books that once Thanos gets the last gem, he torches like half of the world.
Yeah.
So these guys could very possibly be in the first movie and then just be fucking gone.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, God, that's the thing is, do they go that far? Because there's a whole lot of children into these films, and I just wonder if they realize, and it's gonna happen, somebody's gonna die, right? But I just wonder if they realize what killing Captain America or Iron Man is gonna do to these children.
Right.
They're gonna be devastated,
and
it's gonna be very, very devastating for some young children that are into these series. But it's gonna happen. Somebody's gonna die.
These kids gotta learn.
Yeah,
shit gets real in the real world.
Who do you think is gonna be? Who's the big Avenger that dies in the first half?
I mean, I think probably Cap, right? That's what they've been setting up with like Falcon and everything. I think Cap goes the way. Like,
I keep thinking that, but didn't he just like redo his contract or something like that not that long ago?
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means necessarily, though.
Right. No, I know. And
if I had to guess, though, I would say I think
that's where my assumption is going. Oh, really?
I think it's gonna be Tony. Yeah.
With all the redemption that he's gone through.
Yeah, and him the father figure stuff with Peter and like being a mentor and like passing the torch.
We didn't have a death of Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
Now we'll have the death of the second father of Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my God.
So yeah, I think it's gonna be Iron Man personally.
So who picks up the suit?
I think Dean is right in that maybe even Iron Man gets the gauntlet on at one point, and that's like his last hurrah, and then he dies. I don't know.
That'd be pretty fucking.
I'm gonna go with Dean on that one. I think he might be right there.
A lot of people are saying a few people are saying Iron Man as well.
Derek said Spider-Man.
No, Sony's gonna be one to kill that.
Yeah.
We don't need that. We don't need Thanos doing anything. Sony's got it.
All right, let me turn off subscriber only chat here. All right, that is it. That is everything, at least that I know of, out of D23 Expo. Did you guys see anything else that you wanted to bring up before we wrap up the show here? Oh, what the hell? Did not work.
You put 3 Fs.
Did I put 3 Fs?
Yeah.
There you go, 2 Fs. There you go, guys. Welcome back, non-subscribers. Yeah, anything else that I missed? Was there anything else out of D23 Expo?
You guys paid more attention to it.
Okay.
I was doing a lot of stuff with Danny, so.
There was a lot. I mean, they did have some other things that I chose not to throw in there, but I tried to, include
we got
stuff.
Well, we did. Yeah, we got The Wrinkle in Time, but they're also doing a new Mary Poppins movie.
Yep.
They're also doing a live action Dumbo movie.
Yep.
Han Solo film is still slated for next year. Right after Mary Poppins or something like that. I
think it's called like Mary Poppins Returns or something like that. Yeah.
It's just gonna be Yondu floating down.
God, right? That's the dream.
They got
give me actually no, but really Disney, give me like a hour and a half, 2 hour Yondu film because I'll buy that. I'll watch it twice.
See it.
Michael Rooker is a treasure.
I'm trying to think what the hell her name is though. It's the one that she was in Edge of Tomorrow, and she's the one playing Mary Poppins, right?
Oh, Emily.
Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's Mary Poppins.
Is she
which
really?
Is a good choice. Yeah,
That's
I like her for the
interesting.
role. Yeah, but Disney is just, oh my god, man, they've got so many freaking movies coming out. It's crazy.
All I saw, they put through that image of their 3-year slate, and all I just saw was dollar signs, just money bags.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, it's just ridiculous.
Like I said, I think Lion King has a chance to be like
the most
Titanic, like Avatar level money. If it's good, like Jungle Book was good,
I will see it twice if it's good, minimum.
For sure. All right, and that is a long show wrapped up, guys.
Yeah.
Casey, man, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It was awesome having you on the show.
Thank you, guys. It was fun.
Yeah, it was. Everybody, please, in the chat, if you are not a part of Lucid Fox's community already, go over to twitch.tv/LucidFox. Give him a follow, please. He's on every day at 8 a.m. Doing variety streams. It is his livelihood. He puts everything into this. So you know, give him some support. He came on the show tonight and supported us, and we appreciate that, man.
Share the love.
Go ahead. Sorry, Casey.
No. I said thank you guys very much.
You're very welcome, man. All right. We're going to let you go, Casey, just so we can wrap it up here. But once again, It was a pleasure talking with you, man. I hope that we can have you on again in the future, or any other type of collaboration you want to do. Please let us know.
For sure.
All right, man. Take care.
Have a great night, bud.
All right, level up. All right. That was a lot of fun having him on today.
Yeah, I liked him.
Good
guy.
Good guy. Very good guy.
He was fine.
Review guy. He was fine. Review guy says he followed. Thank you for doing that, man. Thank you to everybody who followed Lucid Fox tonight. He's a good guy. And that is going to be it for us tonight. I'm going to do Metro 2033 tomorrow. I should be finishing it off, I hope, because it is fine. And then I think I'm going to move to Final Fantasy 12 Zodiac Age. I'm actually really excited
to
jump into that. What a random
pivot for you.
You know, like people are talking about it. They're saying how much better it is than the original because of the Zodiac system, which never came to America. And I don't know. I'm just craving. I'm craving a linear Final Fantasy.
I get that.
You know,
I'm craving a good, like, sink my teeth into Western RPG.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm 100% with you in desiring something that I'm not getting right now. So
Rick says, great show, amazing guest. I appreciate that, Rick. I'm glad you liked Lucid Fox. We're very excited for next week too. Just to give a look to what's coming. Megna Gaming is coming on the show next week. Another partner streamer, very big streamer, very successful and really great personality. Been talking with him a lot, and very excited to bring him on. He's from Canada, review guy.
Oh, cool.
I know we got some Canadians in the room.
So someone else that doesn't understand our obsession with Disney movies.
Yeah. So Megna Gaming, check him out right now too, guys. Go to Megna Gaming on Twitch and give him a follow preemptively before he comes on next week. And then we'll go back to doing a few weeks of Discord and community, game night before we bring
Stay of the show.
Yeah. Stay of the show.
We need to have a state of the show. Let's just be honest.
Stay of the show?
State of the show.
State of the show. Okay, I see what you're saying. No, you're right. We do. I don't want to wait like that long to talk about the partner spotlight though, because it's not that far away.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like we need to do it like quick.
Why can't we talk about it right now?
I'm just saying, like, have like part of an episode directly. Like this was already packed. If we put the state of the show conversation in there,
yeah,
you know what I mean.
Like, all I will say is we need to hold on to 80. Like that's important. Like I'm very fearful that if they see us like dropping down in subs that they're going to be somewhat hesitant to let us hold on to that sub, because that was the goal. They said get to 80 and we'll give you guys the partner spotlight. So if you guys can support us in that way, at least for the time being, until we can get this partner spotlight, don't forget to resub. It's very important. It does expire if you are a Twitch Prime member, and we got a whole ton of expirations this week. We dropped from 83 to 72. That's how many expirations we got this week. So it's very important that if you guys are a Twitch Prime sub and you want to keep supporting us and get us towards that goal of a Twitch partner spotlight, to make sure you renew that. If you just want to watch us, totally cool.
Yeah,
don't worry.
Have no problem with that.
We appreciate your support and even just watching us. We're just saying that if you want to help us hold on to that partner spotlight, make sure to renew your subs. Thank you so much. There's so many follows tonight again. Even if you guys aren't here, even if you guys are following through the recommendations through the Twitch app, I hope you guys find us if you're not here right now. But to anybody who is here that followed us tonight, we really, really appreciate it. It means a lot to us, and I hope you come back. We're on all week long. Game of Talk shows and game streams. Mike will be starting up soon.
We will.
We got to figure out when that's going to be.
Yes.
It will be Tuesdays, potentially. But we have to figure that out as well. Because there are some changes that are coming.
Yes.
That have to come.
Yes.
We will talk about that during our State of the Show episode. So stay tuned.
I love how like weird you are about that.
State of the show. I don't know. I'm concerned how far away the state of the show.
I don't know. We could make it our own thing, but I feel like there's a lot that needs to change. Or at least we need to talk about.
Yes. You're right.
I hate you so much.
Patreon is one of them.
Yes, there's
we're
quite
going to be doing a big
things.
overhaul
Right.
Patreon. Obviously, we have to. A lot of things have changed since Dean and Greg left, so we got to make sure we get Patreon back up and running in a way that's important to you guys and beneficial to you guys.
Yeah.
But this was a great night. Thank you again to Lucifer Fox for joining us. Thank you to all the follows. Thank you to the resubs. You guys are great. Thank you to Tip too from Guitar Freak 12345. All that really helps us keep the show running. And we'll see you throughout the week. Until next time, take care. And as always, don't forget to
level up.
Level up, fellas.